can see the Dortmund players who are watching on. And this is the great thing about this tournament, isn't it? We've got players who, well, we're struggling to find any information on, and then we have players who, as they use the fact you can be offside very well, and almost an opportunity to strike from it, Real Singapura. There's the big names behind those. Oh, off the bar and down! Another big moment, and Keke, who's been great going forward, solid defensively.
He looked really good, the number 11. What an effort that was.
Powerful strike.
Curled onto the crossbar, you know, with his volley in the first half. Now that, yeah, look, he stood up the defender. Look at that, that's a great angle. Very unlucky, deserves a goal.
So here we go, the goal scorer on the ball once again, takes his time. Well, I think maybe this is the first few signs that we're seeing of a team who is quite happy to just slot into that mentality where they'll leave a player offside, as we can see now with the goal scorer who's just swinging around in front of the goalkeeper, and that's exactly what this is all about. Goes for goal! What a strike! But it's over. Oh, another powerful strike. This time it's Sam Luckett.
Yeah, into his feet. He had an option in the box with a man standing offside, like you said, but he went for power. But unfortunately gives the ball straight back to PERSIB for another attack. But yeah, I've been really impressed with Singapore so far. You can see they've played sevens before with their shape, the way they keep the ball, stretch the game. Caught PERSIB out a bit cold in this first game.
There's a really well-developed amateur setup here in Singapore as PERSIB. The goal's wide open, surely the equaliser. And there it is. 2 goalkeeping errors leading to the 2 goals. And Pribadi, who had had some bright moments, finally making it click with 60 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it's finished off really well, wasn't it? That first through ball to release the man out wide, and he just looked up. And first time finish, not giving any chance for Graham that time to clear it off the line.
Well, how now do the men in white respond? Because they have had some big moments since the goal, but they haven't found a second, and now they have 30 seconds left to try and get back in front. Peace goes backwards, they really want to be driving forward. Graham with the ball over the top, it's chested down, and PERSIB will have the ball. Are we heading to a second draw of the day, a second draw in a row of the Masters tournament here at Soccer 7 Series in Singapore?
Yeah,
goalkeeper rooted to his line.
That would leave Group A wide open with 2 draws at least. But yeah, you would guess Real Singapura would have taken the 1-1 before the game, but they've played very well.
They need to stay solid for those final seconds. In the end, the opportunity doesn't fall for PERSIB. And it's finished here. PERSIB 1, Real Singapura 1. So the games continue thick and fast here in Singapore, and a huge clash coming up next. So the players pairing themselves in the tunnel, and there they are. East London All-Stars, a collection of East London-based players, mostly former West Ham players, and Borussia Dortmund. And well, this is the big game. Dortmund are the team that everyone is looking at in this competition. They were warming up in regimented fashion yesterday in training, and it was quite something to witness. And as you see the players make their way out with Weidenfeller in goal, And of course, Jan Koller, well, this is a squad that is full of talent, but do not underestimate this East London side, who are full of energy for this tournament. Let me tell you that. They are so excited to be there here. In training, they look like kids at Christmas. They were having so much fun knocking the ball around. Now, can they switch on that aggression, that competition, as they come up against the giants of Germany? Right, here we go, we're underway. East London All-Stars against Borussia Dortmund, and alongside me, Danny Simpson. Danny, you are still sweating. How was it out there?
It's really hot, honestly. But we're all like you said about being kids at Christmas. As soon as you get out there, you know, we get that winning feeling back.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good start for us. But yeah, it's really hot. So now I can enjoy watching this with you.
Well, it'll be really interesting to see how this game develops. Both games so far ending in draws. We now have goals. Your game, of course, ending goalless. And, well, it's some early possession for the men in claret as Konchesky sends it across to one side. Well, they're crossing in, and this is something, Danny, that I expected to see from East London. They were really practicing those crosses in from the wings. Now, will it leave them somewhat exposed here?
That's the thing, though. I think it took us a few minutes to work out what are the tactics, because it's such a big pitch and it's 7v7. So I think for the boys, it takes you, like I said, a few minutes to work out what to do.
So Dortmund in possession. Well, there's so many legends in this team. Of course, you can see Jan Koller biding his time, and I know that's been a big concern of some of these, particularly the English teams, is how do you stop him? Danny, do you have any answers?
I'm not sure. Well, if anyone's got an answer, it'll be James Collins in the back.
There's been a lot of stick between those two.
Yeah.
I think the East London boys have been trying to rile Collins up just a little bit to make sure that he's fired up, he's got that aggression in him and he's ready to go.
Yeah, I think it's him and Marcin Vasilevsky and our team, we say they're quite similar people.
Yeah. Nice ball over the top. Konchesky, though, had eyes on his man, Grosskreutz. It's Heinrich. This is a squad just full of so much talent.
I think as well, you don't really, when you get it back, you don't really want to lose it. So
Yeah.
you try and be as patient as you can. It's like risk and reward.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and it's something we've obviously spoken about. We expected to see maybe more of a distribution game, and it's been more ball on the ground, possession, keeping hold of it, which maybe we weren't expecting so much. So Collins on the ball, assessing his options, taking his time. Gaps are opening up.
Oh.
The effort on goal, but Roman Weidenfeller very quickly down to one side. He's such an imposing presence in goal, isn't he?
Honestly, I seen him yesterday at the event. You don't realise how big he is until you stand next to him.
And down the other end, Jimmy Walker quickly getting back on his line. Defence around him in support.
Oh, kick.
So the early stages of this one passed. Of course, 2 7-minute halves.
I think as well, you've got to really communicate with each other.
Lee. Sets up nicely. Can't decide who's going to take the shot on, though. And here we go. Koller up against Collins. And, well, great job by the keeper, who now can just calm things down a little bit. Well, it's important for the keeper as well to have those moments like that, just to steady the nerves, get a few touches, rebuild that confidence after some time away.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the same in our game. I think he made a really important save, maybe, I think it was 2 minutes in, to keep us in the game. And
Well, apologies for some technical difficulties. We are back, and very much in the closing stages of this one now, where it's still level between East London All-Stars and Borussia Dortmund. Maybe expected to have a goal. Dortmund have had some good opportunities. Jan Koller in the area, but unable to steer anything home just yet. Final 10 seconds, sending the ball forward, headed up and away.
That man there.
James Collins, well, he's been absolutely everywhere, and he knew the task in hand. He knew who he had to keep quiet, and it was that man. And they've done so through the first half. A 1 minute break during the half, and about your role at the club as well.
Well, obviously, I'm one of the coaches here with the Singapore Football Club. I have been for the last 2 years. So, you know, the 7 World Series. I've been involved in the last 2 Hong Kong series, and this is the first time, obviously, coming to Singapore. It's unbelievable. I think this kind of concept is just going to go up the roof. This is just wonderful, wonderful spectacle for any spectator to come and watch.
Just chatting a little bit about the concept, 7-a-side football, really fast, something that you may be used to as well, but the boys is as well, because a little bit older age groups playing in this tournament as well.
Yeah, look, it's a faster game. Obviously, the field is almost 90% of it capacity. It's 7-a-side, so there's plenty of space out there for the technical players. It's tactical and technical. Obviously, the fitter you are, you've probably got a little bit of an advantage, but that doesn't mean that you always win. There's a lot of older players, but technically they're absolutely superb. So it's a team game, and it is fast, but it's very, very exciting.
So good luck with us with it.
Thank you, thank you.
So back underway in the second half. 4 minutes, 35 seconds left to play. Apologies once again for the technical difficulties we're experiencing here in Singapore. Well, it's been pretty humid out there today, and I think we're going to get a new ball, are we now? Is there changes happening? And here we go. Well, what a guy he is. What a character, Danny, because he has really been leading this team, doing so much of the work to get them over here. He's always tapping away on his computer. He's got so much talent. Jimmy Walker will need to stand strong here. It's tapped across from one side. Will there be the opening goal? There it is. Konchesky tried his best to throw his body down on the line. He couldn't quite get there, and Borussia Dortmund lead, and it's the opening goal of this much anticipated clash.
Yeah, that was good composure as well, wasn't it? I was thinking shoot now, but he took his time.
Antonio da Silva as well. The East London All-Stars defence scattered slightly.
I think now as well it'll be interesting to see how West Ham approach the game. The last 3 minutes being 1-0 down.
Now here's Konchesky on the ball, and he was one of the players who was really driving out wide, and they were putting a lot of crosses through him in training, and of course know just how good he is with his distribution, and he really tried there, and I think that's a key sign as well, just how much he wanted to slide in and try and deny that goal. He couldn't quite get there.
Here you go, into the big man's feet.
Yeah, there we're trying. Good hold at play, just allowing opportunities to open up elsewhere from the men in claret, and Collins will work it around to the far side.
Good pass.
Driving through, can they create something here? Not quite. Need to make the most of those big opportunities. And, well, Marlon there, just making his presence known.
Some of those fouls, you know, you get away with.
Well, I know this is a game that a lot of this East London All-Stars team were really looking forward to, but slightly apprehensive about, and I think that was really epitomised when they saw them warming up side by side. Dortmund had one side of the pitch, East London the other, and well, there was a lot of, I think, winding back the years for the Dortmund players who initially slipped back into that really structured warm-up, the structured training, like, well, they hadn't been away. And they are leading this one.
Yeah, they're in cruise control now, aren't they? 1-0 up to keep the ball. He's looked sharp though, hasn't he? He's looked very sharp.
Yep, absolutely. Good pace as well. Trich wearing the number 10. Going viral once again this week. A rerun of the video where he wore 2 jerseys. Took one off to celebrate and threw it in the crowd. That was doing the rounds again this week.
They're trying to get Jack Collison on that, aren't they? Is it Jack Collison? Yeah.
It is Collison waiting on the sidelines for the right opportunity to come on. So no rolling subs, which I think is something that when you're playing these Masters 7-a-side tournaments, a lot of them expect to have rolling subs. This is once you're off, you're off.
Yeah,
so you've got to make the most of them.
We did say that.
That deft touch, slight nonchalance about it from Da Silva, looking for his double. But Jimmy Walker, of course, so experienced across the English leagues. 406 appearances he made for Warsaw before joining West Ham between 2004 and 2009. So time running out, 5 seconds left. Long ball forward. Oh, so close!
Ricardo
Vastec, so close.
He knows.
And he does, he really knows. The Wints, they were so close to rescuing a point there. Long ball forward, bodies everywhere, Harewood on the ground. And so close, but in the end, it's East London All-Stars who fall in the hands of Borussia Dortmund by a 1-0. Right, so the action does come thick and fast. Forest Reds up for against Singapore Masters. And we can go down to the tunnel where Ash is ready and waiting.
Tunnel with Forest Reds, Luke Chambers. Luke, how cool is this?
Yeah, it's amazing. Looking forward to running around on that massive pitch in this heat. But no, we're looking forward to getting going.
So how's the prep with the boys? You know, obviously you guys are here, 7-a-side football. It's a new concept, isn't it?
It is a new concept, and as a defender, no offsides is one of the ones that's going to be quite difficult to master for us.
So any last words for your team to bring them?
But let's enjoy it as much as we can, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
All the best, all the best.
So here we go, Singapore Masters up against Forest Reds. Forest Reds, group of players who previously mostly Nottingham-based on the red side of the city, and they're up against Singapore Masters, who were a really interesting group of players, mostly playing in the 3rd division of football here in Singapore, which is really well developed and split into 2 leagues.
Alan, I think I played against these 2 years ago in the Hong Kong Sevens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoke to some of the players last night.
Rob Earnshaw, Danny, what a player he is, what a record he has as a player, and the leadership as well is going to be so key, because you spoke previously about that communication that's required in these games.
Yeah, again, he's been like one of the lads that's obviously been leading the team off the pitch, and obviously we know what he can do on the pitch, so I'm expecting a lot from him today.
And Earnshaw gets us underway. Forest Reds up against Singapore FC Masters. Now Singapore FC bringing a huge squad and a lot of support, as you'd expect from where we are here in Singapore for the very first time for these Soccer 7 series. And really entertaining Masters games so far. But you can see the team sheet, scroll across the bottom of your screen. Plenty of recognisable names in there, Danny.
Yeah, it is. I've played with a few of them. James Perch, I was at Newcastle with him. I played with Mariappa as well, so yeah, there's a lot of us that it's weird because we all end up playing with each other at some point in our careers. So it's good to see everyone out there playing again.
It's a great opportunity as well for you to get back together, socialise, and what a place to do it here in Singapore. I want to show some solidity in these Singapore FC players. Zaenal between the sticks, he's been touted as a player to watch in this Singapore FC Masters squad. Of course, is up against some huge names in the Forest Reds, who are playing in yellow today, wearing those red socks. And space opening up at the back. They want to close that down quickly. 7-minute halves, just 1 minute half-time breaks. One shot on the ball, takes his time, really good at just scanning, waiting for that support to arrive, and now it does. Good turn. Side angle, no one rushing onto it, or will there be?
That's a good ball.
It's a cross again. Well, we're speaking to Luke Chambers, and he did say that he thinks Earnshaw will be the first on the score sheet for Forest Reds, and well, it would have to be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't put it past him, would you?
There he is, Luke Chambers, having to just keep a close eye on his man. Not too many opportunities to slide in, just keeping that clean watch on the ball. Oh, great save, and nothing more than you would expect from the man between the sticks for Forest Reds.
Oh, was that Michael that just shot them, was it? Yeah, Michael Campion.
So we did see one of the members of this squad, Michael Campion, who hosted our dinner last night, actually, hosted our welcome dinner, and plenty of experience he's got. He's wearing number 9. He studied at Edinburgh University and played football in the lower Scottish leagues during that time, before spending most of his career in Hong Kong, and that's very close to the opening goal. Quickly down to one side was Lionel to ensure. that didn't go in. We will have a corner. It'll be Jamie Ward to take it. Previous Northern Ireland international. Headed up and high and looping, but it's over the net and out. Well, it's warm. Some split allegiances there.
Well, I'm still sweating.
I haven't even played, and I am very much in the same ballpark. It is, I think it's the humidity, isn't it? And that makes it difficult, and I think it'll be really interesting to get your opinion on this. When you're coming back out, because the humidity prevents you being able to really shift that sweat off your body, you're going in, and even though you've had some rest time, Danny, it won't feel too much like you have.
Yeah, but I think we were saying you don't want to stiffen up. So
No.
we have to have a good warm up again before the next game. But we're all in the same boat, aren't we? So it's just how you manage it.
We'll let you jog down from the commentary box after this. Go do a little lap. It's been so interesting to see everyone warm up behind the goals as well, and varying degrees the intensity that those warming up have been putting into those points. This is Cheryl Ishak, who's a former captain of the Singapore national team. A real figurehead for football here in Singapore, and a great record as well. Previous MVP at the AFF Championships.
You want to get him up front, man. Sure, he's at the back. You want to get him in the box.
Well, they're having him really control that middle channel, and yeah, you want him forward, don't you? That's where you want to position him, but in these smaller side games you need your captain to really be dishing out the communications, telling the team where to go.
I think sometimes it's one of them where your striker gets that ball, he wants to come deep and get the ball. Sometimes I'm a defender, you tell him just get away. Don't need you here.
It's a real discipline, isn't it, that you need, and you know, Luke came up and was speaking about it, that they've got the tactics where they want to drive forward, but actually they don't want to be doing the running back. So staying disciplined, staying in shape, something that's very key. Chested down. Opportunity to build. Chambers making the run. He's in front of goal. Waiting for the door to open up. Can he turn now? Flashed across the box, and will now be picked up by Julian Bennett. Jamie Ward again. Sets that up nicely, but it doesn't meet the intended target, and there's that physicality starting to come out. And former captain of the Singapore national team will just be taken on by one of his teammates. Champion. There's Jimmy Walker there in the background. Bit of a scouting mission. He is, I know, one to keep a keen eye on players himself, and using his recovery time. Keep an eye on who he might be playing going forward.
We're all just keeping an eye on each other.
Did notice you're still all sort of split into your contingencies. Yeah, I know there has been some mingling as a shot from goal. Well blocked there. Excellent from the keeper to stick his foot out. Really solid job as Ward will now try and come forward. Building better. Earnshaw, head down. Can he cut it across? The space opens up. Doesn't have the power on it. And he knows that that was a big opening. So there we go, the last chance of the first half. So close. Keeper left scrambling. Liner couldn't get there, but just narrowly wide. Didn't have the power on the shot. And how much will he mill that later on as Rob Earnshaw walks off the pitch. At half-time, it's Forest Reds 0, Singapore FC Masters 0.
Next up, of course, we have a big game, Corinthians versus QPR Women. As you can see, you know, the first game for Corinthians didn't go so well. They lost, and of course, they lost quite badly against Shanghai Shenhua. But this one, this QPR Women's team is looking very strong in their first game, and I am looking forward to the next one when it's a big clash between two top women's team. And I have a feeling Corinthians have something up their sleeves because they have been training really hard and they look like they've been motivating themselves as well pitch side. So we're going to be in for a treat coming up. Corinthians and QPR Women's don't go away, guys. It's going to be really, really exciting. Really go. It's going to be net.
So back underway in the second half. 0-0, 7 minutes left to play. Chambers marauding forward, trying to get this going quickly. Earnshaw into space. Chambers takes it on himself in the deflection, not falling too kindly for Earnshaw, who was probably expecting that to come to him with the space he was in there, Danny.
Yeah, I think he had the chance there, just to the little reverse pass into him. I think you prefer Earnshaw to shoot rather than Luke, to be honest.
All still in play and fighting for it desperately. Daniel Bennett, a player from Singapore FC, been at the club since last year.
I've seen a lot of that, have we, today, the keeper going long. It's not a bad tactic, really, I think.
Yeah, I think a big part of the conversations that I know a few of the teams were having was how important would that distribution be. And I've just got it all wrong.
I hit the bar.
Yeah, Bilakowski was... did it come from a distribution from the back? He had to really drive Bartosz Bilakowski. Huge opportunity there for Singapore FC, and now they really need to do something, and that just escaping their main man, who now is playing in his more preferred position. He's not running that middle channel at all. He's not holding the midfield, and Shaw now up where we'd maybe expect him to be.
He's been told that at half time.
Someone's dialed down and said, Danny said you're in the wrong place, you need to get forward, lad.
You could hear me.
So it has been really interesting to see. We said this with just how impressed we were with Real Singapura holding their own against PERSIB. Now, I can say the same for Singapore FC Masters, who haven't really given too many opportunities away just yet at Forest Reds. I think they look a bit more structured now, Forest Reds. That three at the back and Shaw up top. The two floating back and forth, one of which is Jamie Ward. Maliapa. A slightly heavy touch, and decided just to put power behind it and hope that precision would come. So changes have been made. We'll bring you those when we can get them. 3.5 minutes left on the clock. And they have challenged the keeper so far. And they'll do so again, and he's quickly down to one side. And then support coming in. Well, really interesting to see Singapore FC be able to find the gaps in the Forest Red back line and challenge the goalkeeper, Danny.
Yeah, I think you can tell Singapore that they played quite a lot together, just by the way they're playing. But that was a good save from Bartosz.
And he's setting himself again. Polski. Holding that position. A threat from Singapore FC Masters, very much still alive. They've done well to have these spells of possession. For both teams, it's just been about putting them away. And, well, a real wrestling match there between those two. And here we go once again. Space needing to be closed down.
Good block.
Really good block. How can they break? Ward up against Wise. Adam Wise, who featured in the Cosmo League for Singapore last season.
That's a good chance.
You need to put these big chances away, don't you? And I mean, I could just see the reaction on your face, holding your hands to your face. I think because so many games that we've seen, of course, 2 already in the Masters division being decided by very small margins, you really need to make the most of those opportunities. So Liam Trotter has come on. That's the replacement for Julian Bennett that you can see just up on your screen. And here is the man himself coming forward. Perch sets that up nicely, and once again the finishing just not quite there.
Surprising as well from him. Great little ball from Perch.
Just hits it with the top of his boot, can't curl it into the top corner. It would have been a spectacular goal.
I think that's what we've realised, you don't get many moments, so when you do get them, you've got to try and make the most of it.
And I bet it goes like a flash when you're on the pitch. 7 minutes when you used to play in 45 for a half is, well, it's a real change. Will they be made to pay, Forest Reds, as we're well into now the final minutes of this second half? They need to stay calm in defence. They've done well there. Liam Trotter. It's not long before it falls back into Singapore FC possession. And now just holding the ball, trying, if they can, to get that golden opportunity. It will be one last chance. Chambers on the ball, takes a look over the shoulder. He's still driving and he has room to keep going. Does he have the support that he needs there? It doesn't look like it. Keep possession though. Can they get it away? Surely! There it is! Well, he'd been working so hard, James Perch, and he gets there diving in.
You said one last chance, didn't we?
One last chance, and he grasped it with both hands. He can't figure out where the badge was. Luke Chambers. Point to the socks, lads. They're the best representation. Work at that. Set up so well. Perfect diving header, and that decides the game in the closing seconds. A superb finish to what was quite the cagey clash between Forest Reds and Singapore FC Masters. A great game where once again the lesser known team took it to the big guns. It's finished here. Forest Reds 1, Singapore Masters FC 0.
Back out here at Jalan Stadium for QPR Women against Corinthians Femenino. Match number 9, Women's Group A. This is the second match of this group. QPR Women with a solid 2-0 win against Singapore's Geylang international Jessica Leach with both goals in that fixture. That was their opening matchup of this competition. And that kicked off at 4:30 p.m. at local time when temperatures were high. Things have cooled down a bit. Still very high humidity, but at least the sun isn't out anymore. You don't have to bake in that heat. They didn't need to test themselves physically too much though, so that will have helped. A pretty comfortable win for QPR Women, and they should be favourites coming into this matchup against a Corinthians Femenino side who lost their opening fixture 4-1 to Shanghai Shenhua Women. The only goal in that match scored by Helena Maria, the number 9. 9 for QPR Women. Keep an eye on her, Jessica Leach. shared her thoughts after the game, scoring the first goal at this competition. And she spoke about the opportunity. It's not something they get to do a lot. She was delighted with placing her name in the record books as the scorer of that first ever goal at the Soccer 7 series. So here we go, QPR women, going from right to left on your screens, playing in the gold up against Corinthians Femenino in the white and black. Expect the QPR women to dominate in this fixture. There you go, stringing a few passes together early on already, looking good in possession. Corinthians Femenino, a bit tricky. The game against Shanghai Shenhua women. They play themselves out of trouble on occasion and constantly put under pressure. Foul there. On the far side of the pitch. It's on the way of Corinthians. There is Leach. I think get out into the wider positions as well. And then behind the opposition defense, gets into those channels. And finds herself in some really good positions to put those chances away. Soccer 7 series, Singapore 2025. Faster football games have been coming thick and fast. Moving along very quickly as well. Here's a chance for Corinthians Femenino to open the scoring. Lovely finish, no problems there for Dian Santos. Corinthians Femenino, dream start against a strong QPR women's side. Just broke down in midfield, and Dian made no mistake with the finish. Very nicely done, the number 10 for Corinthians. Lovely celebration as well. Goes all the way out into the channel. Composed and relaxed in this fixture, Corinthians Femenino. Big change to what they saw from their performance in the first fixture. Passing the ball around very nicely. And with that opening goal, they can afford to just sit back, invite that pressure if they need to. Playing the 7 aside, you don't want to overextend yourself physically. Ball out wide, finding space for the ball into the area, just over the head of Cassia. QPR woman searching for an opening. Corinthians Femenino, just have a look at the way they celebrate those challenges as well. Lots of passion in the game. This is hugely successful Brazilian side, Corinthians Femenino. 5 Copa Libertadores Femenina titles, 6 national championships in 8 finals, as well as 4 Campeonato Paulista and 3 Supercopa do Brasil Femenina crowns for them. They are the most successful side in Brazilian and South American women's football. Came into this as one of the favorites for the title, so that defeat against Shanghai Shenhua women was a huge surprise. I have to say Shanghai Shenhua women were excellent in that contest. Quicker, sharper, and a lot more organized, and very clinical with their finishing as well. It's going to take a bounce over Davies. Cassia. On to Thais. Davies did well to recover. Good physicality on display. Put it out for a corner, which is taken short by Corinthians. Nice and strong there. Keep a hold of possession under pressure. There's Kasia. Good leg challenge. Well time from Fran Ali. QPR women. 32-year-old midfielder, a recent signing for the club, adding experience. To the side, taken short again. Much better here from Corinthians Femenino. What a turnaround. Their first outing in this competition. I wonder if there just have been a few nerves perhaps in that first game. A lot more confident in this contest. Certainly didn't look like one of South America's most successful sides in that game against Shanghai Shenhua. Giving off a much better representation of themselves in this contest against QPR women. Dominating possession, controlling the spaces very nicely. Some great positions as well, just looking to stretch out that pitch. Difficult for QPR women to try and close in and challenge, really. It's Kasia. Sees her opportunity, snuffed out by the QPR women's goalkeeper, Kendra Clark. No way through. There's Leach, great touch. Laid off to Mehmet. Kasia. Going perfectly for Corinthians Femenino. Strong performance, lots of encouraging signs for them as they look to bounce back in this matchup. Corinthians Femenino with the goal at half-time against QPR women. Back on the way here at Jalan Besar. QPR women up against Corinthians Femenino. Corinthians Femenino with an early goal in that first half from Kasia Souza, the number 10, the captain of this side. And they've looked really good. Nice and controlled performance from Corinthians Femenino. Just moving the ball around. There you go, Kasia Souza in the second minute of this match. Could be seeing a change for Corinthians. Makes a lot of sense. Just rotating the players. They're going to keep them fresh, which is going to be helpful the longer this goes on. She is the number 12, Taya Nascimento, that's just come in for Evelyn Caroline. QPR women having to try and find a way through here. Just wide with that effort is Leach. 2 goals in that opening game. Coming close there as well. Another new signing for QPR women is Jessica Leach, joining the club in March of this year. Triple substitution coming up for QPR women as they look to make the changes here. Really struggling to get anything going in this contest. There's lovely work down at left-hand side with the cutback. Again, looking for Leach. It's being hooked forward by Kasia Souza. Davies just pressured into a mistake. Puts it straight out for a throw into Corinthians Femenino, who have got this going exactly the way they want it to. Triple change. Impetus perhaps for QPR women. That triple substitution. Need to look at something to happen here, QPR women, because there's been a lack of spark in the performance so far. Far cry from what we saw from them in the opening matchup. They weren't tested in that one, so they certainly are being tested now. Strong defending there. Corinthians Femenino. Well, that's the game plan. Every time they have possession, they're just going to look to try and slow it down if they can. Don't give it away too easily, unless an opportunity like that pops up. It's not been given away anyway. Breaks down that left-hand side. Casia's in the area as well, but she's gone for goal herself, Thais. Back to self to find the back of the net there. Number 8 for Corinthians Femenino. Great to see the crowds out here enjoying themselves this evening. A lot cooler now. A nice breeze coming across the stadium here at the Jalan Besar. Iconic Jalan Besar Stadium. It's been around since 1929. It'll be one of the last few tournaments we have at this venue before the artificial surface here. Jalan Besar is replaced with the natural turf. Players all excited to come out here to Singapore and take part in this tournament. Abby Morris, Alana Monroe is off. Abby Morris comes on to replace those changes for QPR. We've also got Helena Costa, the number 9 for Corinthians Femenino, who is on. She was the goal scorer against Shanghai Shenhua. Isabella Owen is also on for QPR women. Space to work with here on the left-hand side. Flicked away. Victor once more. Sitting back here, Corinthians Femenino. The numbers that they have back then, just waiting for these opportunities on the break. Let's lovely welcome Thais Amorim once more. Good strong play, nice balance to hold off the challenge from Davies. There we go. The tug of the jersey on Davies there, but Thais, once she got past the number 2, still the contact in the back. Balsini has also come on for Barbara Natalie. Playing in central midfield for Corinthians Femenino. Well, 2 minutes to go in this one. There's confirmation that Helena Costa is on for Kasia Souza. The difference maker at the moment. A goal in the 2nd minute of this fixture, giving Corinthians the lead and the opportunity to just sit back and be patient in their play. Chances on the counter-attack. That's what they'll be looking for. Happy to just sit back here, try and kill off the pace of the game. It's down to QPR women to try and increase the tempo, up the intensity of their play. Need a moment of magic, a spark to arrive from somewhere. Leach, who scored the first goal of this tournament, has been kept quiet. Could this be it for QPR women? It is! Oh, what a goal! Well, spoke about a moment of magic. Piece of brilliant play there from QPR women. Leach with the assist. But it's all about this effort here, cutting across it. Great drive. No chance for Monique in goal. Brilliant strike. One of the goals, and perhaps the goal of the tournament so far. It's early days, but that was excellent. So lots of goals. There's Abby Morris with the goal for QPR women. Great strike from Abby Morris. Well, they needed that big time. This could be a decent result for QPR women. Won their first match. Top two in the Women's Open. Another shot from distance. And just wide there. That was Lily Davies. Disappointing for Corinthians because they held firm for most of this match after getting that early goal. And that is it. Late equalizer from Abby Morris means that QPR women will pick up a point from this one. It finishes QPR women 1, Corinthians Femenino 1. Well, let's have a look at the next match that is coming up here, the Soccer 7 series, as we have a look at the lovely, iconic Jalan Besar Stadium. It's Shanghai Shenhua women coming up against Albirex Niigata FC Singapore women. They won match 10. This is the second fixture in Group A for Shanghai Shenhua women, but it is the first for Albirex Niigata FC. Crowd enjoying themselves here on a lovely Friday evening at the Soccer 7 series, the inaugural edition of this competition in one of the world's great cities. Shanghai Shenhua got off to a great start in the opening fixture with a 4-1 win against Corinthians Femenino. Yu Jia-Hu, the number 8, getting a hat-trick for herself. And they were dynamic, strong, quick, really composed with their finishing. They looked at really good conditioning levels as well. Looking forward to making 2 wins from 2 against an Albirex Niigata FC Singapore women's side who are making their first appearance of this competition. Women's team of Albirex Niigata, founded more recently, taking part in their first Women's Premier League in 2022. Well, they're already amongst the league's best sides, coming runner-up in each of the past 3 seasons and finishing just a point of top spot in 2024. Currently second in the 2025 standings. Albirex hoping that this season is the one in which they are finally crowned champions. Here we go at Jalan Besar, and it's Albirex Niigata FC Singapore women, and the all orange going from left to right on your screens, coming up against Shanghai Shenhua Women FC in the all blue. Shanghai Shenhua women playing the second tier of Chinese football. Players are students of the Shanghai University of Sport. It's a club that has been jointly founded by the university and Shanghai Shenhua. They won the Asian University Championship title in 2024. Competing on the global stage. Yeah, it's a good ball over the top. It's one for Zhou Chui to chase. The bright colors out there as well. Blue up against the orange. try from distance is just wide. Matt Lockwood on commentary with me. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me back. Yeah,
what have you been up to?
I've been down trying to stop the West Ham Masters teams from arguing too much after their defeat. They weren't happy.
1-0 defeat, I think that was.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
It was, yeah. They lost 1-0, and they felt it was undeserved, and yeah, there was lots of arguments going on in the dressing room. So it shows how much they care, which is good.
It
know,
does.
They've all been best of friends up until they start playing.
Well, absolutely does matter here. Not just about enjoying yourselves in Singapore, but taking this tournament really seriously. It's been very competitive. Lots of goals in the Women's Open. Some attacking action, attacking play, as we're witnessing here as well from Shanghai Shenhua. And that is in. Great strike from Tong Sri Sin. First goal of this match going to Shanghai Shenhua women.
Yeah, it's a great strike, wasn't it, on her left foot. I think she actually looked fairly surprised when that ended up in the back of the net. But as the ball came across, she decided to have a try her luck first time. And yeah, she's absolutely fired it in the top corner. Absolutely great strike. Keeper had no chance.
Inside of the foot as well. You don't normally see drives from edge of the box with the inside of the foot. You're normally looking to use the instep or the laces in that situation. Nice control in that.
No, exactly. I think it's because it's probably on her weaker foot. She just went for sort of accuracy over power. And yeah, she showed great technique on a weaker side, and yeah, fired them ahead.
And off the post. Always looks a little bit better when goals go in like that. Off the frame of the goal. There is Yu Chia-Hugh, number 8, who's been surrounded by orange shirts, but that has left spaces open for the rest of the teammates. Good recovery. Elbrechts Nigata. Kanakitahara is there in this Elbrechts Nigata side. Japanese international, adding lots of experience and quality to this Elbrechts Nigata team. Also does some coaching with the club. Yeah, beautiful night in Singapore. What a venue this is for this tournament. 7-a-side on pretty much a full-size pitch, Matt.
Yeah, the dimensions, the ball's it in 6 yards either end, and probably the same width-wise as well, which does make a huge difference. But as you say, it's a huge pitch out there when there's only 6 outfield players on the pitch. So yeah, the girls have having to do plenty of yardages in their running.
Good save. Could have been another one there for Tong Sri Sin.
It was slightly unorthodox, wasn't it, the save, but she kept it out, and that's the main thing. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as it doesn't go in your net.
And they come again. Ding Lei plays it inside. It's well defended by Kanakitahara. Going to try and make something happen. You can see a big difference in a technical level when you just have a look at how she moves the ball around, how she takes care of it in possession. There she is again, finding the spaces, pings a lovely ball forward for Fukuzawa. Easy save, but the first effort for Elbrechts Nigata women's.
Yeah, but like you say there, you can just see that she's so composed in the middle of the park. She's always got time on the ball. She's aware of where her opponents are. She's aware of where her teammates are and where they're running. And it's a joy to watch when you get players that good. And there she is again. Oh, commentator's curse there. She gave it away as soon as I praised her, but you know, she is a very talented player.
Yeah, certainly is. Part of the squad, Japan squad that reached the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup final. Kitahara. Big signing for Elbrechts when she joined in 2022 and became a player coach last year. That's a lovely ball. Driven in. Not quite clear the lines. And the goal scorer, Tong Sri Sin, on the right foot this time.
Versatile. She, you know, first time she's appeared on the left wing, now she's on the right wing. Again, shows that she's covering plenty of yardages on the pitch.
Well, just seeing some of the players from the men's open in the stands. They'll be in action tomorrow. Very busy day on the schedule tomorrow, the Soccer 7 series. So focus in on the here and now. Breaks Niigata women for a way back in this contest against Shanghai Shenhua women. Let's get Tahara. These little triangles. Always on the move is a number 14 for Elberex. She is again. On the same wavelength on that occasion as teammate Riho Katayama, the two who had advanced forward for Elberex. That's Yu Jiahu, plenty of power behind that. Enough contact.
It was a good save, wasn't it? She managed to just get a fingertip to it just to help it up onto the crossbar. Just seeing the replay now, a great strike. Yeah, the keeper did well getting a hand to it because she's not the tallest. So, yeah, she just got enough on it to keep it out.
Jiahu with the effort. That was a good save there from Ng Mei Te. So, in spite of the dominance from Shanghai Shenhua women, they are leading just by a goal to nil at half-time. Let's go to Ash Hashim.
And we're here with #United Women's coach, Andy. Andy, just talk to me about the fact that the girls have changed their kits. Is it the weather?
Yeah.
What's the reason behind it?
Yeah, it's really hot, it's really humid. I mean, the games are only 14 minutes, so they're 7 minutes each way, but you sweat a lot during it. So we've made the decision we're bringing 2 kits a day, so we'll play in one for the first game and one in the second game. Hopefully, it helps the girls cool down, be a little bit fresher for the next game, so they're not as sweaty as I am right now, that's for sure.
Had a chance to go around Singapore and check out some of our sites as well?
We have, yeah. We've had a lovely night out at a rooftop with panoramic views of the city. It's been, yeah, an amazing to see. It's the first time for all of the girls in Singapore, so it's great to actually get out and see a lot of the local area and see what Singapore's all about.
And last one, many Singapore fans will want to know what you guys think of the Jalan Besar Stadium. So maybe a quick word or two about that.
I love it. I think it's a great stadium. I mean, the main stand is fantastic. We've been really well looked after while we're here. It's a great setting for football. I could do with the temperature a little bit lower than what it is now, but yeah, I mean, it's been a great event so far, and we hope that we will continue all the way through. So yeah.
Thanks, Andy, of course, and all the best to #next for the next game.
Yeah, hopefully it wasn't too big of a night out. Panoramic sights and sounds of Singapore being enjoyed. So focus is on the action here out on the pitch at Jalan Besar. As we get back underway, Shanghai Shenhua women, Chong Shui Sin with the opening goal in the second minute up against Elberex Niigata FC women. For this second half, Shanghai Shenhua in the blue, going from left to right on your screens against Elberex Niigata women in the orange. Was a really good first half for Shanghai Shenhua, wasn't it, Matt? Just had lots of dominance. They couldn't quite make the most of it in terms of getting the goals that they needed, but they looked well in control. Yeah, no, they started off exactly how they finished the last game, wasn't it? They do look strong. I would say they probably look like one of the favourites to me so far. I think a bit of an upset was the last game, wasn't it, when Corinthians then played a lot better than they did in the first game. But yeah, Shanghai do look like a dangerous outfit, and one that I think will go quite deep in this competition. Certainly are looking good in this group. Shanghai Shenhua one. Nice organisation. You can see that structure in possession as well as we have a look at the change. Fu Yi on for Jia Hyu. Jia coming off, being given a bit of a rest. That's the Shanghai Shenhua women's coach. She's played her part and they want to keep her for the matches to come. In this competition, you expect this side to go pretty deep in the tournament. Shot's blocked by Kitahara. It's going to drop to the number 23, Fu Yi. Zheng Jiayi taking the time, nice and patient again. Driven that goal by the number 6, Cho Chui. Decent strike, wasn't it? I think sometimes when the players get the ball and you're on the edge of the box, you need to remind yourself that the goal is 6 yards nearer to you than normal. So that sometimes the players would shy away from maybe shooting because they don't realise actually how close they are to the goal. Here she comes again. Chong Shui Sin, no problems with distance for her. Drives right in and pokes it past the goalkeeper for the second goal for Shanghai Shenhua women. Chong Shui-sin with the brace.
And the second goal for her, yeah. So she obviously doesn't want her teammate running away with that golden boot, so that she's after her. Which for the captain, and you know, she's a defender really. It just shows how important it is that any player on the team can score. You know, you're driving forward, you're getting up and supporting the attackers. And yeah, she's scored a couple of great goals.
Bring back a few memories for you, bombing forward down that left-hand side, driving into the area.
Well, I couldn't defend, so I had to go forward. It was like attack was the best form of defence for me. So yeah, she's taking a leaf out of my own book.
Here's Kitahara. Only has one in support. Surrounded by a couple of defenders there. Couldn't quite squeeze a way out. Opportunity on the break. That's a great ball forward. Fu Yi. All the time in the world here, Fu Yi. Easy finish in the end. Nice and composed. You don't see that happen too often in the world of football. Strikers taking it around goalkeepers. She did exactly that.
That's the thing. It was a great ball over the top, wasn't it? But it is so difficult when you've got that much time to sort of run at the goalkeeper and decide what you're going to do. I can guarantee she probably changed her mind 3 or 4 times, but in the end she chose the right option, took it around the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper went down fairly quickly and made it a little bit easier for the striker to go past. But again, very composed, good finish, and Shanghai 3-0 up and fully deserved.
We spoke earlier about the dominance that they had, the control that they had in the first half. Weren't quite getting the goals. He's certainly getting the goals now in this second period here. Is Fu Yi once more. Just to push into the box. Gets it back out. Chen Jia-yi. Ding Lei with the switch. So 4 goals they scored in the first match. They've got 3 here, and still plenty of time for another.
Yeah, they're excited, aren't they? You know, they're playing good football. They're lethal in front of goal at the moment. You know, every strike they have seems to be going in. So they're definitely going to be a dangerous team in this competition.
Chen Jia-yi to Chong Shui-sin, captaining the side. It's a lovely turn from Fu Yi. Finds another. 4th goal for Shanghai Shenhua. 4 goals in each of their matches now. The Soccer 7 series, she's got 2 for herself as well, Fu Yi.
Yeah, and it was great movement off the ball as well. You know, she appreciated what the player on the ball needed, so she came across, pinned her centre half, managed to have a good first touch, got on the turn, left foot strike, and the keeper probably should have done a little bit better, if I'm honest. But again, if you get your shot away and you get it on target, you're asking the goalkeeper to make a save, and yeah, that time she couldn't do it, and 4-0, and I think there's only a minute and 50 seconds to go, but there could be more goals in this.
Yeah, I mean, at the rate it's going, still have time to potentially add a couple more here. Shanghai Shenhua women. It's looking really good for them in this competition. Should be well in control of this group. Shot coming in there from Kitahara. Very difficult to get the technique right from that sort of distance.
I think that was more of a shot out of frustration, wasn't it? Just to try and get a consolation goal on the board. But yeah, Shanghai have been very good value for the win here. Never looked in trouble, fully composed, really confident in possession, dangerous in attack. They're ticking all the boxes for me at the moment. I think that, for me, I would say they're the best team I've seen.
Chen Jia-yi. Just really slowing it down now. Shanghai Shenhua. Job done. They got another 4 goals here, up to 8. Opening 2 fixtures, just the 1 conceded. 2 wins from 2. They'll be going top of the group. Themselves in a strong position. The cup competition. Into the semi-finals, the top 2 from each group move on, 3rd and 4th into the plate. No time potentially for 1 more here. Shanghai Shenhua, they're not going to waste this, are they? Oh, they are! Chen Jia-yi. Well, they can afford to put in a miss like that at this stage of the contest.
They can. Just the reaction from the coaches on the bench, they were all smiles. I mean, how she missed that? Oh, you know, a clear open goal. The goalkeeper had fallen over, but she was trying to be so precise and get it in the corner. But a fantastic result and performance.
She could have gotten herself into the race for the golden boot as well.
Yeah.
A nice victory for Shanghai Shenhua women. 4 goals for them against Albrecht-Niigata women. Here we go then, another match, QPR Hoops against #United Women, match 11, Women's Group B. Now this will be a fascinating contest. QPR Hoops looked really strong in their first group game against Singapore's still Ariana, 5-0 win. It was a tough defeat. I'll have a look at young Collar watching on. He was in action a little bit earlier. But our focus turns to this fixture between the Hoops and #United Women. It was a tough defeat for the Singapore side, came up against some real quality in the QPR Hoops team. There's a Dyke, Samson, Stanley and Makovska with the goals for the Hoops in that fixture. Samson with the double. Because of how dominant they were, they actually had the opportunity to make good changes, keeping players fresh. That's something that's going to come into it further along you get into this tournament. Game management, watching the minutes of these players. Thankfully a lot cooler now. Well, I say a lot cooler. Humidity still incredibly high. Cooler by Singapore standards. Eddie's with me in the commentary position. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. Be nice for the girls to get a first win on the scoreboard as well after a competitive fixture in the last one. But I think you can notice that the conditions really got to the girls in that second half. So 2 English sides. So we'll see. It's shaping up to be a very competitive group. So yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, they looked really good, didn't they? I thought #United Women.
Yeah, for sure.
In the first half, as we get this one underway at Jalan Besar, Hoops going from right to left on your screens with #United Women. They were very strong against Selangor FC in the first half and really played at a good intensity, but just seemed to fade in the second as the Hoops look for a quick start here. Lots of space down the left-hand side of the box. If they can find a pass out. And just retreat for the moment. Try again. Seems the effort blocked off.
Yeah, possession is everything. I think both teams realised that in the first fixture, and QPR now just trying to pass it around and not let the #pressure pay.
Again, space to float across into the area. That has come off Joanna Blodgett.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ball, isn't it? So inviting and into such a dangerous area for QPR. Gets the head on it, but not the connection. Maybe the defender jump. I think it's Donnelly that gets up, maybe just enough to put her off there.
Well, I was just going to ask you, Eddie, what will this side, #United Women, have learned from their performance against Selangor? Because they really faded in the second.
Yeah.
Fitness levels took a big dip.
Yeah, I think it is just such a big learning curve when you come into new conditions, a new format, a new team, so many new things to kind of navigate. And I think from the first game, the coach Andy, who's our goalkeeping coach, he pointed out, I think it was just, look after the ball better and take the chances, because we had plenty of chances and just weren't able to reach the goal often enough. And realistically, the opposition, Selangor, just got into the game so late on. They had 2 chances, big chances, and took one of them, and we don't take the win, which is the most frustrating thing.
That's a very exciting young talent, Ariana Edison. So there's an infringement there.
Did think that was a foul. I wasn't sure the officials were going to give that one, but yeah, a little bit of a pullback there from Ariana. But she's the only change from our starting 7 in the previous game, and as you say, an exciting talent, powerful, dynamic, a real bright spark, and excited to see what she can do from the start of this game.
17 years of age. The goalkeeper, Tegan McWalter, just 16.
Yes, and she's turning 17 in a couple of days. So, yeah, we've got a few birthdays, actually, in both the men's and women's. And hopefully she can mark the occasion with a clean sheet today.
Well, Singapore's a nice place to celebrate as well.
It's not
Any
bad.
plans lined up, or are you keeping that a bit of a surprise?
Well, if the gaffer's listening, then I'm gonna keep myself quiet.
There's Flo Donnelly down the line for Ariana.
QPR started very quickly, but I feel like we're slowly growing into this one, keeping possession, and like we say, in the conditions. It's difficult as well to kind of, obviously we've got hashtag fans watching, it's difficult to explain just how difficult these conditions are. It's unlike something we've ever been used to.
Yeah, if you're wondering why Eddie's saying we when referring to hashtag United Women, it's because he's with hashtag United.
I promise I'm not going to be biased.
Too late for that now.
Yeah,
it's
true, it's true.
Ariana with the effort, decent strike and goal.
Not a bad effort at all, weak foot as well. Cuts inside nicely, gets a bit of space, and hey listen, when you've got these kind of pitches, these kind of open spaces, when you get those opportunities in that area, take a go, see what the goalkeeper's made of.
Yeah. Expert analysis from Eddie Cooper. It's great to have you alongside me in the commentary position.
Very excited to be here, man. What a tournament and what a format. I'm loving it. So open. You just really don't know what to expect from any of the teams.
What were you up to between the matches last time I saw you?
The last time I've been doing graphics. We've had a couple of stuff going on with clips and trying to get all that out, but no, we all got it sorted in the end, and yeah, the work never stops, man. Never stops.
Yeah, football's not going to stop tonight until about 10 p.m. or so as well, so stick with us.
Macy not too happy with that decision, but I think maybe a little bit of excessive force was used in the shoulder-to-shoulder action there. Yeah, maybe in the back.
I think she's going to have too many complaints about that. Macy Nichols. This is good from hashtag United Women again. Nice pressing there from the front three. They're pretty devastating. Ariana, angle was against her.
Yeah, didn't have too many other options, but I think when you do get in those areas, it's making the right decision. You could argue potentially you could hold that one back, but I don't mind the shooting from there. And I really don't mind this either.
Give it away straight to Norton. Ariana. Not a bad idea with the pass out to Ariana. Perhaps sent a little bit wider than she would have liked, but attack still alive. Goal line clearance.
That is sensational defending. Really great. That's kind of Millie Bright-esque, recognising the danger, getting herself on the line, knew the keeper was beaten, and away she gets it. That could be a huge moment in this one.
Ellie Searle with that goal line save.
A lot of teams opting for the short corners.
Yeah. I guess it makes sense at 7-a-side, doesn't it, to go with these short corners.
Almost really well worked, to be fair.
You kind of don't want to be giving possession away too cheaply.
Yeah, I think that's why we are seeing so many short corners, because it's almost a guarantee that you are going to be able to keep possession, even if it doesn't lead to anything. It's better than a pump and hope.
Smallwood played it inside. Great save. Effort from Macy Nichols.
Wow. 2 chances for hashtag, 2 phenomenal bits of defensive work from the Hoops. Great stop from the goalkeeper there. Really reached far reach plus almost. Gets into that top corner, and yeah, that's a really good save. Very smart indeed.
It's taken short again. Mistiming the header there. Ariana.
Oh,
still a chance here for hashtag United Women. It's come off for arm. The referee says play on. Chance for Nichols. Oh, I'm not sure if you could actually score if you've handled the ball.
I would say that is handball personally, yeah. With the old hashtag goggles off, red and blue this time, not yellow, but it's a bit difficult to do too much there, but it is, you know, if that had led to a goal in today's laws, that is not allowed.
You know, we were talking about the kits earlier. Yellow and blue, was it?
It was the yellow.
Sorry, I thought it was yellow and black for some reason.
It's a very dark, it's kind of similar to that. It's like a dark navy. Yeah.
All right, I apologise.
No, you're good.
This one's lovely as well.
Yeah, you like the red strip. Shout out to VX3, they've done a phenomenal job on our kits this year. New partners.
Very nice.
Crystal Palace is what a lot of people are calling this one. I was just going
to say, but I wasn't sure if that would insult anyone out there or offend anybody. So, half-time here at Jalan Besar. Lots of goal-mouth action from both these sides. Nothing yet in terms of anything finding the back of the net. So at half-time here, QPR Hoops 0, hashtag United Women 0. Let's go to Ash Hashim.
And And we're here with Rania from the Selangor women's team here. Rania, how are you? Are you enjoying did you enjoy your first game?
Yeah, definitely. We had a good game today. It was not an easy game, but we ended it with a draw. So, I mean, that was good enough for us because we expected more than the team, but I guess a draw is okay for us. Yep.
Seven-a-side football, are you enjoying this format?
So, seven-a-side is fun, but the field is so big, so everyone has to run do extra things today, and it's definitely very draining for us, physically and mentally, I would say.
Yeah, but you guys have been doing really well so far. You know, next up, you've got Eastern Thunder, and that's a women's team in Singapore. Have you heard anything about them yet?
So I thought it was going to be a Singapore team, but apparently it's a Thailand team, so that's a bit shocking. But we're looking forward to playing with them, and I hope we can do well again, just like the previous match. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, all the best, Rania, to Selangor Women's FC, and you know, we'll catch you at the next game. It's back to you guys.
Perfect timing. Back out here for the second half. QPR Hoops against #United Women. Got a change for #United Women.
Mulvaney on, Norton off.
Yep.
Slightly different kind of player. A bit more of a twinkle toes, Alicia, as Honor's more explosive, dynamic. A good battle from both sides so far. So, I think the first goal could be the only goal.
Change for the Hoops as well. Confirmation of that in just a bit. I think Joanna Blodgett has been taken off.
Looks to be ready in a couple more as well, to be fair.
Yeah. And Jamie Gotch has come in for the Hoops. And second shot again.
Ooh. Miss kick. Can't blame the pitch for that one.
Nah. It's an artificial surface, which means it's a true surface.
Listen, if I'm in midfield and you see a bobble on a 3G pitch, I'm telling you, it's the pitch and not me.
You're going to find a reason to blame the pitch somehow. Even if it's perfect, you're just going to look for change potentially coming up here for the Hoops. Seeing Anna Siadik coming on for the Hoops.
15 off, 5 on.
Yeah. So, Chloe Sampson, who scored 2 goals in their opening match. That 5-0 win against Still Arion has been replaced by number 5, Anna Tidiak, who got a goal for herself as well in that game against Still Arion.
They looked really good as well.
Definite goal, taking the deflection on its way through. That will go out for a corner.
Yeah, struck that well, Mason Nichols. I think that would have troubled the goalkeeper had it have breached the QPR defence. Another chance then to potentially take a short free kick.
On a short corner routine. Forward gets it back to Nichols. I'll try again. What do you think? Another short corner?
I'm going to gamble and put my house on a short corner, yeah. Oh, there we go. So can I have another house now? Is that how it works? Not
Good
a bad effort. That.
Looking for the top corner to come off the crossbar.
Beautiful play from Alicia. I love that direct play. When you get anywhere near the box and there's a bit of space, why not take on the shot? It's not bad effort as well, left-footed, off the crossbar. # looking like the more likely team to score at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, really impressed with their approach. You know, it's really refreshing to see them pressing high up and playing with this intensity and a really good tempo.
This is what we do as a club.
Yeah.
It's kind of the mantra from the men's team to the women's to all the way down to kind of inclusivity teams that we have at the club. It's just kind of how we've always played. Well, yeah, it's just how we do things.
Tell us a little bit more about the project there.
Oh, well, we now have over 50 teams when we merged a few years back with Forest Glade. So lots of youth teams, inclusivity, a men's team, a women's team, all pretty successful and good at winning stuff. So I think that's the aim. That's always the aim, man.
Here come the Hoops. Now a space in the box there for Grace Stanley. Number 21 was waiting for a better delivery to come in.
Yeah, first foray in the second half into the box, but both teams looking tired, I will say.
Yeah, certainly
tomorrow, tomorrow will be like you've taken what you've learned now, and
I mean, you speak about tired. That's a tired pass.
It's a collector's item from Bonnie Hallwood as well. It's not something she's often guilty of making.
She was looking for that big switch, diagonal out.
Let the ball do the work. Yeah, both teams, both English sides. You can see it. It's as soon as the second half hits, the conditions really are testing both teams, and be interesting to see if the approach changes from either side in the tomorrow's games.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to sound a little bit evil for me, but as a Singaporean, I'm enjoying seeing this. The other side of the world, getting this experience, playing in the heat and humidity.
I'm struggling watching, so how the girls are doing it on the pitch, I'm not too sure. Second half really devoid of any chances.
We're seeing the Hoops slowly start to string a couple of attacks together, but it's mainly with #UnitedWomen. Here they come again. Good pace. Nichols looking to make something happen, as she usually does. On to Donnelly. Plenty of power behind that, but no control in the shot.
Yeah, that's where Macy Nichols is so dangerous and in her element, driving with the ball, 1v1, one of the best at the level. Former West Ham, of course, was almost signed by them, but has ended up with us, and we're very happy to have her with us. She's a fantastic signing. Big coup for Anu Gaffer, Dom.
Yeah, what a pickup. How's he then, the Gaffer?
He's good, unable to join us unfortunately, but yeah, he's settling in nicely. Very good addition, and first new manager that the club's ever had on either the men or women's side, so it's a new era and an exciting time for the club. Be even more exciting if we can get a goal in this one. Take our first 3 points into the group.
90 seconds to go. Could be an issue here for #UnitedWomen. The Hoops are in, and the Hoops get the goal. Caught on the break. QPR Hoops, Grace Stanley with the opening goal, and at this stage of the contest, that could very well be the winner.
Yeah, mountain to climb now for the goals with just a minute on the clock. Frustrating. It's been a better second half from the tags, but the girls haven't really fashioned anything too clear-cut other than the crossbar effort from distance, and they just get carved open on the break. Really speedy break from the guys in gold, and they take the lead really late on. So it's a great time to score, isn't it? Let's be honest.
The problem for #UnitedWomen here is the late goal again in the second half of a match. They have that experience against Selangor FC, who scored late on in the second half to pick up a point, and it's happened again for them. Really unfortunate, because they've been exciting to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I do think a big part of that is the fact that we've only recently started pre-season with a lot of the turnover with the manager, new players coming in. Pre-season started quite late, so we've realistically only had like a week, when a lot of other clubs would be having like kind of early to mid-July starts. So yeah, I think the conditioning and the pre-season flow kind of not really starting late is definitely what's impacting the girls. But great to QPR, they've taken their time and taken the chance.
Well, we finish in the top 4 in the group. We will go through into the knockout, so still plenty to play for. Top 2 go into the cup, next 2 go into the play. There it is, the final whistle here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. QPR Hoops, they hung in there, and they got the reward in the end. A 1-0 win for the QPR Hoops against #UnitedWomen. Back out here at Jalan Besar for the next fixture at the Soccer Sevens series. Selangor FC of Malaysia up against the Eastern Thunder Women. Match 12, Women's Group B. Selangor FC back in action, but for the Eastern Thunder Women, we'll be seeing them out here on this playing surface for the first time at the Soccer Sevens series. Selangor FC with a strong fight back against #UnitedWomen. Their opening game came away with a 1-1 draw. They come into this fixture against a side who should be fresh, making their first appearance. Eastern Thunder, founded initially in 1987. They compete in the second tier of Singapore football. One of 4 local sides in the women's tournament at the Soccer 7 series. They have recent experience in the 7-a-side format, having played at the Hong Kong Soccer 7s in May, where they drew 3 out of their 5 matches. And a competition they hope will have provided a platform to build on here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. Selangor FC, founded in 2022, they compete in the Malaysia National Women's League, where they finished 3rd in the most recent campaign, just 2 points off the runners-up spot as they continue the upward trajectory. The Malaysia National Women's League is the top flight of women's football in Malaysia. And Selangor FC also play in the Football Association of Selangor Women's Super League, which is the women's football league in their city, or in the state, I should say. Selangor's lineup at the Soccer 7s here, featuring a number of Malaysia internationals. Now we're ready for kickoff. Here we go then, Selangor FC in the red, going from left to right on your screens, coming up against the Eastern Thunder women. The light blue, going from right to left on your screens. What a day it's been so far here. First day of the Soccer 7 series, Singapore 2025. Lots of goals. Some fantastic play in the women's and the Masters competition. 18 matches on the schedule as we started off today. Six more to go after this. More coming in the men's Masters. Things have cooled down a lot temperature-wise. Thankfully, humidity still high. We're going to have a full day of action tomorrow at this competition as well. Starting bright and early, our first fixture. Kickoff at 8 AM. We'll go all the way through the day into the evening's action. We're into here and now, Selangor FC looking for the breakthrough. There, Eastern Thunder. Chance for some possession. Ambitious. That attempt at a diagonal was there. Defender there. Anupa, number 13 for Eastern Thunder. Going to try and make good use of the width of the pitch. Chomsamon Dungdara, the number 9 on the right-hand side. Well, she's one to keep a lookout for, along with Chataya Pratumkul, number 10. Sitting in the base of that midfield is number 10, Chataya Pratumkul. There should be good energy in this side. Eastern Thunder. One of the players from Thailand. There is Chataya. One Wisa from Charuen. Give and go. Gets down the left. Return a pace. Get away from a defender. Interesting matchup, this one, as we're seeing already here. Both sides pretty comfortable in possession. Good technical players out there for Selangor and Eastern Thunder. That's a race down that side of the pitch. Over on the right for Selangor FC, the left for Eastern Thunder. Selangor, a really good draw, and they brought up a great point, having to just get adjusted to conditions they'll be used to, but just getting adjusted to the size of the pitch, almost a full-size pitch here. The goal line along the 6-yard box. So a lot of running to do. They're going to have to be smart about the positions they take up and how much energy they expand. And of course, they'll get some help from the coaching staff in terms of trying to rotate, keep players fresh if they can, make the changes necessary. Have a look at the quality in possession as well from Eastern Thunder, especially with the number 10, Chataya Pratungkul, really controlling things in that midfield position. And number 10 for Eastern Thunder has been so solid under pressure. Really great seeing the crowd build here as the evening has gone on. See a few more of those fans over the weekend, I'm sure. What a chance! Had a couple of opportunities there. Chomsamon Dungdara, 18-year-old Chomsamon Dungdara. Couldn't quite get a clean contact on that one to really trouble the Selangor goalkeeper. Pratungkul just has to go back. Put under pressure here. Saranya Lami trying to avoid the challenge. Line shot. Selangor. Space down the right side here. Oh, it's a good ball in. Fine shot. First time header. That's a great goal. The captain has opened the scoring for Selangor FC. Excellent finish. A little bit of a dance as well. They don't look too fatigued, do they, if they can celebrate like that? Just lifted into the box. First time finish is a brilliant one. The goalkeeper wasn't expecting it. Into the top corner almost. Really nicely done. And the flying kicks there, but it was the flying header. The opening goal. Captain for Selangor FC, Ainsha Murad, with the goal right at the end of that first half. So at half-time here, it's Selangor FC 1, Eastern Thunder 0. Since first 45 minutes, first 7 minutes, I should say, first half. We'll come back for more in the second. Let's go to Ash Hashim.
And Sam from the Cosmo Masters is here with me now. Sam, just talk me through the team's preparation. I see you guys are looking excited as well.
Yeah, so we kind of came together about 6 weeks ago, and we've trained every week. People have made a real effort to get fit, worked hard. Some of our boys, they still play every week, so they're in decent shape anyway. Yeah, so we're really excited and looking forward to it.
Talk me through the fact that you guys are playing Leicester Masters. It's a big team. I can see they brought in some of their top players as well. So.
Yeah, I feel good, man. Like, as I say, like, a lot of them, some of them look like they might have retired and stopped playing. So I feel like we've got a bit of an advantage there. Obviously, they're favourites, right? They're going to be favourites. They've got real quality footballers, real quality players. But we'll give it a go and see where we are. And yeah, it's all good.
Sam, let's chat about the format a little bit. It's on, 7-a-side football. Are you used to this?
Yeah, so I've played in Hong Kong maybe 4 or 5 times. So I'm pretty used to the fact that it's a real possession-based game, and we need to make sure that we keep the ball when we have the ball, and then when we lose it, we kind of retain our position, and don't get overexposed, right? Because it's a big pitch with 7 people. So if you commit too many people forward, it's really easy to get exposed.
Thank you very much, Sam. All the best for that game, and it's back to you guys.
Back out here at Djadjang Nurdjaman Stadium for this second half. Selangor FC leading by 1-0. Ainsha Murad with the opening goal, effort. Lovely header right at the end of the first half. It is Selangor FC in the red, going from right to left in your screens for this second period of 7 minutes. 7 minute halves, 1 minute half time. It's faster football here in the Lion City. You're going to hear a lot of that throughout this competition. It's all about how quickly you can get on with it. The clock will keep on ticking. It's floated into the area. Could be another header in. Has that crossed the line? No! Another chance for Eastern Thunder. Some last-ditch defending there. It was the number 13, Anupa Noinoi, for Eastern Thunder with this header flicked on. Ooh, yeah. Don't need goal line technology for that. Our replay is doing an excellent job. Some wonderful work by the crew here, the Soccer 7 series. Excellent angles, wonderful replays, all being run very well. Let's get on to the action down here on the pitch at Selangor FC. Ainsha, great run, good pace. Look at her go. Ainsha all the way. Oh, Ainsha Murad sending it just wide. Left-footed as well. Messi-esque, that run from Ainsha Murad. A lot of credit to these players. Humidity levels, sweating buckets in the commentary position. They're out there in the hard yards. That's another flick on again. Again, it's against the post. Anupa once more. Well, seems to be a intentional strategy here from Eastern Thunder, just with these floated passes into the box, and a couple of flick-ons already coming off the frame of the goal. A change. It's Anupa, unfortunately, came close to potentially scoring twice. And she's been replaced by number 15, Watsana Chulet. Taken short. See a lot of that. The Soccer 7 series. Deliveries from the corner. Selangor FC, dangerous on the break. Got plenty of pace going forward. Not much in the way of support, so this decides to head back to recycle and try again to work another opening. It's given Eastern Thunder a chance to just get back into shape. 2-3-1 here for the Eastern Thunder women. Not necessarily going to see a lot of pressing, but there was there in that instance from Watsana. Just come on, fresh legs. Given a run out from Eastern Thunder. Well, physically, they should have the edge. This one, their first match of this competition was Selangor FC up against #United Women. It was a tough test for Selangor FC. Came away with a point. Eastern Thunder looking for the equaliser. It's a bit too much on that delivery for Watsana to get on the end of. Change here for Selangor. Number 27 for Selangor making an appearance. They gave us a nice interview earlier. Told us about the challenges here. Meka Rania, number 27. Who's come on for Yuna Anjani. Eastern Thunder. And they look good in possession. Had two really good opportunities already in this second half. Coming off the post. One Risa, Wong Charuen tries to accelerate away, hangs on to it, almost left the ball behind, but she was able to just hook it along with her. Mekarania. Might be an injury here for Wanwisa. She stayed down. Play continues. The referee is allowing the player to receive treatment while the play continues. Selangor FC. Covered by a couple of players there on the way through, and the referee does eventually decide to stop play. Obviously is a serious injury here, and they need to take their time with this. Anything to do with the head and the neck, you need to be incredibly cautious with, careful with, and that's what they're doing here. The referee was actually being shouted at by a couple of those Eastern Thunder players, saying you need to stop this. Here's another look at what might have happened here. I think it's just that little bit of whiplash, yeah, a little bit of whiplash, I think, for Wanwisa Wongcharoen. Banging the back of her head against the playing surface. Yeah, it is pretty firm underneath. Artificial turf, and they're just going to take their time, and rightly so. Yeah, so the clock will stop at the referee's discretion. Allow the treatment to continue while they were playing initially, and I think got the call that it was a serious injury and they needed to stop the clock. You can absolutely understand why they are taking their time with this. She was communicating with the medical team, so she was talking to them, and just explaining perhaps that she's taken a heavy knock to the back of her head. It's also that momentum of the fall, a little bit of whiplash on the neck potentially for her. We're going to need to make a change. It's to be a pretty serious injury here. Mr. Thunder just having to make the substitution. Number 14, Kritia Munrang, also known as Cheng. Captain of Selangor also receiving some treatment as we have a look back at the goal here. Ainsha Murad, look at the focus and the concentration there. Perfect timing on the header. That is an excellent finish. Oh, I love the strikes from range. I love the solo efforts, but that is something to be appreciated as well. That's great to see. Yeah, she's a star and she knows it. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Waving the camera away now. She's run out of moves. So what's great to see is that Wanwisa Wongcharoen is able to walk off the pitch. That's great to see. Hopefully we'll be able to see a lot more of her over the rest of the weekend. But for now, she has been replaced by the number 14, Kritia Munrang. 50 seconds of this matchup. Selangor FC so close to their first win at the Soccer 7 series. There's confirmation of that change. Kritia Munrang. Final opportunity perhaps for Eastern Thunder. It's penalty? Nope. Is it outside? No, it is a penalty. Bit of confusion from the officials there. Oh, and it's Ainsha Murad, who's given it away. The goal scorer for Selangor. And she was enjoying herself with a few celebrations there as the camera closed in on her. And Selangor so close to seeing this one out. Oh, it looked like it actually happened outside the area. But the penalty's been given. And, well, the penalty's been given. Going to be taken from the edge of the area here. A big moment for Eastern Thunder and Chomsamon Dungdara. Well, she put it up onto the spot, but it is going to be the number 15 Watsana Chula to take this. It's Watsana stepping up to the penalty. Watsana to save on the rebound. Oh, Selangor FC survive. A big win for Selangor FC. Hajat rescued by a goalkeeper. Eastern Tanda tried their best. A couple of efforts coming off the frame of the goal, and a penalty missed at the end. It's Selangor FC with the 1-0 win.
So, a thrilling set of women's games, and we are back round for 6 Masters matches to conclude the evening. Cosmo Masters up against Leicester City, who drew 0-0 in the first game and are looking to get their first goal of the competition. And here they are lining up. Ronnie Smollett, the goalkeeper for Cosmo Masters. Well, they play outside of the Singapore FA leagues as we see them emerge. Just a bit of backstory about Cosmo Masters. They're in the 3rd level of football in Singapore. 10 clubs, no promotion, no relegation, and this is their first game. They have had the pick of the bunch when it comes to players in Singapore. And, well, there's some big names out there in terms of goal-scoring ability, and one of them, the man wearing 7 on the back, Michael Sharples, plays at Wontiam Latini FC, scored 36 goals last season, 18 assists, more than double the next best. And he will be one who's hard to contain. What do these Leicester City Masters players have in the tank? Well, we can already see that there's been some rotations to the squad as they make their way by. Handshakes between both the teams and, of course, the referees as well. A break off, and we won't be far away from kick-off. Vasilevsky, one of the players we just seen there. In the Premier League with Leicester, as did so many of these players. And they've got the gang back together. So here we go, underway. Cosmo Masters against Leicester City Masters. Seb Page alongside me once again. Seb, well, it was a really intriguing first clash, and you have to say for Leicester, I think a lot of feeling out, not just the opposition, but the competition as well.
Yes, definitely. I'm excited to see how they come at the second game. Now they've got a game under their belt, but again, a bit of an unknown quantity with the Cosmo select. So yeah, really interested to see how this goes. We saw FC Singapore earlier knowing how to play 7s and causing a bit of a surprise, so we could see the same here. Absolutely.
It's one of the things that well, we've loved to see so far, and there's plenty more of it to come with 2 action-packed days on the horizon. 6 games left to play, including this one, all Masters games, where we're seeing some of the best talent to grace the top flights around the world, not just in Europe. As the ball goes out for a Leicester City throw with Dyer there to send it back into play.
And for the Cosmo players, obviously, what a big opportunity for them coming up against these stars, and you know, they're going to put everything into it.
Dyer dancing away from his marker, Sam Balls, who's continued to be there with the chase. Started with Gaelic Lions in 2017 here in Singapore, as well as a lot of the clubs in the Cosmo League. We're moving the ball well, Leicester, and trying to find that way through. It's back to Danny Drinkwater, who played a big role in the first game, and someone who wanted to make more of an impact is Martin Waghorn, who's trying to get back on the ball now. What a CV he has over his 17-year career. Here we go, the man that, well, there's plenty of signs for in the crowd. It seems his family's out here in full force. And trying to get on the return ball there. But stopped by the And wearing the black base of the shirts with those highlighter colours scattered around the Leicester City away kit from last season. Nugent.
Leicester still not scored yet today, so awaiting their first goal.
And you wonder just where it will come from. St Ledger trying to find that way through. And they will have the first corner of the game. And there we go, some of the signs. He has some fans in the stands. And well, with the goal scoring record that he's racked up last season to help Latini on the way to win the title, you won't be surprised that he's got fans here. Advancing, Wagwan running into space. Drink water. Turn. Goes for goal. Good diving save from Smollett. Keeps it out for now, but they'll try and keep going. There's appeals for a penalty, and it won't be given. Well, we saw penalty drama at the end of the last game. And, well, they were hoping that it would have started and kicked this game into life. They're not happy. The Leicester City players, including Wes Morgan, who could see that.
He didn't look very happy, did he?
No.
I think they're convinced that should have been a penalty.
We'll take a look back at it when we can. St Ledger brings the ball down. Republic of Ireland international with 37 caps, 3 goals. Spent 3 years at Leicester between 2011 and 2014. Made some big saves in that first game. Luke Steele, who's well, one of the late call-ups into this competition. We were expecting Ben Hamer to be here, but it is the Peterborough sports manager who has stepped up and is in the green goalkeeper kit. Good turn, and well, he's ploughed into, loses the ball. Clean tackle.
Another very good tackle. And gets the danger man away.
Yep. Nice ball back at his feet, taking his time. Well, it's not just the goals that he was knocking in. It was the assists as well that were particularly spectacular. 18 assists in the league season, and well, they play an 18-game season as well. So it's absolutely mental, isn't it? When you put those stats together, and you can see that he is the target man.
It's been quite even, to be honest, this game.
Yeah.
I thought Leicester would come out firing with something to prove. Oh, here we go.
Well, let's take a look back at the calls for penalty. It was a really good save by Smollett. And, well, you can understand why there were some frustrations there. Whitehorn.
Couldn't quite see if he clipped him or not.
No.
I think we'll benefit of the doubt to the referee on that one.
Well, Wes Morgan is still pacing up and down by the touchline. And, well, fans out in force for our East London All-Stars, who will be shortly returning to the pitch. We've been seeing them warm up. Difficult first game, and from all accounts, they're back and raring to go, looking for that first win of the competition. Long ball forward, and, well, you can see with the positioning there of Michael Sharples that they are leaving him very high, and I think trying to exploit, of course, the rule in this one that there is no offside. He is tracking back now. So, on the edge of the area. So he goes to the ground. Waghorn on the ball. Right up to the edge of the area, finds a way through. He set it up nicely. No one gets there initially. Dyer sends it across. Whoa. Well, big moment there. Big moment there.
Well, you wouldn't want to go into a 50-50 with him, that's for sure.
No. Marcin Vasilewski, the Polish international, won the Premier League with Leicester and then racked up 60 international caps for his country. The centre half, and well, that was a classic tackle, wasn't it?
Well, have we got time for one last chance for Leicester at the end of this first half?
Well, that is the question, because they have had control for the last minute and a half, and the shot from distance coming in, but skied over. So out of time in the first half, the first 7 minutes up. We will have a 1 minute break. But all level here. Cosmo Masters 0. Leicester City 0. So let's go back down pitch side where Ash is waiting.
And we're here with Corinthian Masters players, Juanito, and we also got a translator here as well. Juanito, welcome to Singapore. How do you feel about the pitch and the tournament as well?
Tivemos uma surpresa muito bacana, né, onde fomos convidados para o campeonato aqui em Singapura. O Corinthians ficou muito feliz em vir participar, muito surpreso com essa estrutura, com a recepção do país, muito bonito, né? Muito bacana a recepção. A estrutura nos surpreendeu muito positivamente, a qualidade dos times também. Estamos muito felizes.
Yes. Okay. Portuguese.
English.
Okay.
In English.
So it was really surprised because Singapore received us really well. The people, it is really nice and gave us welcome really good, and we're really happy to came to Singapore.
And of course, all the best for the next game against PERSIB Bandung as well. Good luck. Thank you. Obrigada. Obrigada.
Well, they are back up next. Corinthians Masters up against PERSIB. But our attention does go back to the second half of this game, where it is still level.
Starts to become important now for Leicester to get ahead. Cosmo Masters, obviously their first game in the tournament, would take the 0-0 for sure.
Absolutely. So just a reminder of how things work. The top two in each group proceed to the Masters Cup knockout competition, with the bottom two going through to the plate. And because we have two groups of 5, those who are rock bottom get knocked out. So Cosmo kicking off their competition. They didn't play earlier on in the day, so they have got the benefit of fresh legs, but then we'll have to play one extra game tomorrow. Leicester City had that opening game where there was a lot of holding the ball. Not too much of what we're seeing there with that long distribution forward, and you do wonder whether more teams will take that on. We certainly saw, we spoke to Danny Simpson about that, and he said that might be an idea, so they don't have to do too much running. It's rather large pitch, and that's been a lot of the talking points between these Masters teams, as Robert Huth back on the pitch. Drink water. To move the ball quickly. Drink water again. Moved to Leicester City in 2012. Three-time Premier League winner now on the ball, sends it to one side. Really been able to find a way into the box just yet.
Finding it difficult to break down the Cosmo defence.
They've held their structure really well, Cosmo.
Yeah, and some great last-ditch tackles from this man in particular, and looking quite comfortable at the minute. Long from Ronnie Smollett, a veteran of the Sevens format, played in Hong Kong, went for many, many years.
Well, they're driving forward here with Joe Wright, and a miscommunication. Samuel Taylor surging forward, and just a slight word needed there. Danny Simpson saying when he joined us on commentary earlier that actually you forget how much communication you need. And well, he's on the ball now. Manchester United academy product, signed for Leicester in 2014 after 3 years at Newcastle. They found a way through, and they found the opening goal. Well, they took their time, but there it is for Leicester. And the man who came on as a substitute in the first game, starting this one, Lloyd Dyer, finding the opening goal. It was set up nicely.
It's a great through ball from Marco Brighton, and it's a great finish from Dyer, just slipping it through the legs of Smollett, and it's an important goal for Leicester. That should settle them down a bit.
Yeah, really important goal. Well, he came on, he was full of life and hunger, wasn't he? And you just thought that maybe he'd run out of, didn't have the right amount of time on the pitch, and clearly the decisions have been made amongst the Leicester City team that he deserved the opportunity to start to shake things up, and Well, he is now the difference as Leicester City lead the Cosmo Masters by a 1-0. Now, how do they respond? As Seb alluded to there, some of the players in this team, they have a lot of experience in sevens.
Not surprised Mark Albrighton was the man to pick the lock there of the Cosmos. He has sevens experience himself, coming to play in Hong Kong when he was a youth player for Aston Villa, winning the tournament a couple of times. So him along with Danny Simpson, who played for Man U actually in a tournament there as well. So glad to see them off the mark.
I think it was Danny who said it earlier himself when I mentioned that the East London All-Stars, they looked like kids at Christmas when they came out onto the pitch. They're all enjoying their time here in Singapore, and a huge opportunity going amiss. Really well set up, great delivery to the back post. Tim Walter with the curling ball in.
Unsure if the teammate got a touch. Oh, there's great defending from Albrighton.
Nathan Bryant. It is best scoring season in the Cosmo League last year.
Danny Simpson there, telling the players to settle down. They've got their goal now. He seems to think they can see out the last 2 minutes.
Steele.
Now we've got to see what the Cosmo Masters have in their legs. Can they try and push on?
Putra is open. Instead to go forward, and it's fallen into Leicester City possession. Sent across field and big save, but it's turned in the end. Huge save from Ronnie Smollett, but he couldn't keep out the rebound. And Danny Drinkwater, who has been a real presence in these last 2 games for Leicester, gets his goal, and now they have a comfortable cushion over the Cosmo Masters.
Yeah, that's always a danger when the Cosmo Masters are chasing the equaliser, but Waghorn took the early shot. Smollett did well to stop it, but unfortunately for him, dropped right at the feet of Danny Drinkwater, who finished it off comfortably.
So Cosmo Masters 0, Leicester City Masters 2, and we have takeoff from the Leicester City squad.
Yeah, they'll have a better evening tonight now, going home with the 3 points after their 0-0 draw earlier.
And I think that will be an important thing to take forward, is the teams that have lost in the opening games, who are coming back round for this second set of games. You can tell just how natural born winners they are, because there has been some discomfort about some of the score lines, and they want to make sure that they go home with at least 1 set of 3 points, or points on the board at very least.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's always good to see these ex-pros come out. You know, they're here for a good time, but as soon as they cross the lines onto the pitch, the competitive spirit kicks in. They do not like to lose.
Do not. So, time more than run out for the Cosmo Masters, who started off well, but couldn't find their goals when they came back from the second half. Waiting on the whistle, but we're playing on. Oh, and into the side for Michael Sharples. Well, we had a long run over the time there, but play continued, and Leicester City have their first win of the competition. Cosmo Masters 0, Leicester City 2. Well, the floodlights are on. The temperature has dropped slightly ahead of Corinthians against PERSIB, but it is still very, very humid, and we've seen how it's affected the competition so far. Really something that the English teams in particular have had to adapt to. Maybe not so much these two teams. Seb, you expect them to be able to compete in these conditions because they're so used to it at home.
Yeah, I enjoy it where you said the temperature has dropped slightly, because it doesn't feel much different up here. But yeah, let's see how the players' performance compares tonight to tomorrow afternoon in the blazing sunlight. But yeah, PERSIB Masters, very much almost like a home match for them. They have a lot of supporters here in Singapore, and it's really great to have the Corinthian Masters all the way out from Brazil joining us in this tournament. Very interesting, two different styles of play here. Obviously in their first game, PERSIB drew 1-1 with Real Sapura, and Corinthians got a 0-0 with Leicester City Masters, so both teams looking to get off the mark in the group.
So they break off into their huddles, those final bits of preparation. Well, there was a real call out to the PERSIB fans here in Singapore building up to this competition to get as many into the stadium as possible.
If you remember, the PERSIB keeper had a few great saves in the first game. He might need to be at his best again against Corinthians to get a result for PERSIB here.
He was indeed, but it was a game as well that was decided by, well, I mean the goals I should say, because it ended 1-1. But the goals really both came from goalkeeper errors, which was the same, because as you say, Dede, the goalkeeper for PERSIB, had such a good game, and some of those saves, well, they were just spectacular. You imagine he'll be under pressure in this one as they come forward, and he has to react quickly again there. Almost fumbles it, but is able to get his palms onto the ball, and it sticks.
He's all action, this guy.
Yeah.
There seems to be a highlight reel every game for him.
Atep, wearing number 7, really floats around. He's a PERSIB legend, you have to say it, with 227 appearances, scored 30 goals, and has 10 senior caps for Indonesia. Real leader and captain, and such an important presence in the midfield. Team that compete in the top tier of Indonesian football. Won 2 Super League titles back-to-back in 23-24 season, 24-25, and a lot of this squad won the league in 2014 and then followed it up by winning the President's Cup the year later. Atep.
Feeling each other out a bit at the start of this game. A very important game in the group, with both teams drawing already.
Sucipto taps it over to Pribadi, who scored in that game, and that just falling a little bit shorter of where it was intended, trying to find someone at the near post. And well, the noise levels increase, and it's the Corinthian Femenino fans, or players even, who are now in the stands. And well, that's a good thing. Corinthians have brought 3 teams out with them. They've made a real effort, and it means you get that extra level of support.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see the support from these teams for the tournament, and it's a long way from Brazil to Singapore. So yeah, but it really adds to the tournament to have the teams from all over the world, different styles of play.
Absolutely. It's something that the CEO, Dom Lane, said, that crucially this is a Asian tournament that international teams, and particularly the teams from Europe, have come to. It's not the other way around. He really stressed that. been some changes to some of the Corinthian shirt numbers.
It's making things
which
easy
is making
for us
things a little bit interesting. Keep us guessing. We believe this is Mike on the ball now, and we're trying to find a way through. Spoke to Plecto, who goes by the name of, or he goes by the name of shirt usually, wearing number 3. Here he is now, Wellington de Oliveira. And well, he was one of the big threats in the first game, finding space, and was just seeing if that would go through the legs and he could ease his way round and get on it. Not Atep.
Both teams looking pretty happy to try and keep hold of the ball when they get it so far, not taking any risks.
Now, how many times this tournament have we seen a goal in the last 90 seconds be the decider? Will it be the same in this one? Brought down nicely, making gains here. It's headed away. Now Corinthians will try and break. Not really. Too many bodies back for PERSIB. They've got the overload. Driving forward. Surely! There it is for Corinthians. Well, complacency at the back has really cost the PERSIB Masters there. They should have been awake to it. No one tracking back. And Corinthians have the opener as we head towards half-time.
He took that really nicely, stayed nice and composed as he got into the area. He'd run a long way with the ball. Keeper was coming out of him, but he just slotted into the corner, ran towards the crowd, and a celebration in front of all his adoring fans.
Throwing out the classic Ronaldo celebration, which of course is a language that all football fans speak around the world. So Corinthians lead by 1-0. PERSIB, well, it's something we've spoken about a lot with the players who have come up, particularly the Masters players, Seb, and they've said the balance between going high and then tracking back. It's a lot of work in this heat to track back, and they were really made to pay there because no one went with him.
Yeah, it's a long way to get back, and like you were just saying, last 90 seconds of the half, and yet another goal. You know, you've been running up and down for the whole half, just can't make that last recovery run, and it cost them. It's a big goal in this game to get 1-0 up now.
Can finds the equaliser. Well, last ditch goalkeeping. That's Edu who's run out to send it in any direction away from his goal. I don't think he really minded that. Spardy. This is Atep. Well, very much like we saw Rob Earnshaw in the game for Forest Reds, really natural attacking player who's sitting a little bit deeper is Atep, and I think that's because of his leadership skills. He can really control the midfield. And here we go. So half-time, a 1-minute break, and it's Corinthians who have the advantage. PERSIB have had their moments. Can they dig deep in the second half? It's Corinthian Masters 1, PERSIB Masters 0. So preparing to make their way back out from a very quick half-time break. So when you look at it, 1 minute, you can barely get into an analytical discussion in that time, as I think you can see there from the Corinthian staff who are deep in talk with their Masters squad.
Yeah, I mean, some of them can barely get over to the team talk in time with the minute up, but yeah, I mean, not much time to get messages across, especially when the players are trying to get their breath. I think it's just 1 or 2 key messages from the manager if there's any subs to be made. But yeah, it's definitely an easier team talk when you're 1-0 up. I would think Corinthians are going to try and hold on to the ball this second half. It's PERSIB that are the ones who are going to have to try and push.
Well, they have a point already, PERSIB. But a club of this nature, club of this stature, club which has fans all across Asia, you feel that the demands and the standards would be to take, well, with getting a draw in the first game, they'd have hoped it would be 4 points they're bringing home tonight. They're going to have to work for it, because Corinthians lead by a 1-0 as we come back from the break. And this man, well, he's been so instrumental at Atep. Excellent one-on-one dribbling skills, as I think we've seen a fair bit of. He really controls his team well, great vocal presence. Took up the captaincy on a number of times during his time in PERSIB, the 227 appearances he made there. He's not happy with the referee that the game played on. He felt he'd been fouled.
It did look like the referee put his whistle to his lips and then tried a little Rabona, the PERSIB player, which didn't come off. But yeah, I think with 5 teams in the group, we're used to obviously all of the mathematics and equations for 14 groups. We'll have to look at that tomorrow. How many you need to get to the cup or the plate.
Because that's it as well, isn't it? It's just one team that doesn't make it through. There's pressure being put on the goalkeeper there, but into the arms of Edu, who's such a big figure, isn't he? So tall, and he might come under pressure here. They need to keep their nerve and their cool. Shove, and well, I think the Corinthians players in the stands are quite happy with the physicality, and any of the PERSIB fans aren't so. But here we go, building again, and Atep just can't get onto the ball.
Just giving it back to PERSIB every time. If you see the Corinthians number 30 is goal hanging, but they can't get it up to him.
Setiawan sends it through the area. It's brought down by Atep. Can they find a good enough chance for the equaliser? They've really taken their time. Well, skimming the ground from Tantan. But really, in the end, you felt like as soon as he dropped down to his side, that was fairly easy for the goalkeeper. But it's back once again in PERSIB possession. Corinthians been so wasteful. It was PERSIB at the back who were wasteful in the first half, now in the second, and no one really watching where the ball was going after that. And Edu not very happy at all with how things have gone in the first couple of minutes of this second half.
Yeah, well, we said the message from the management at halftime must be to keep the ball. I either didn't say that or the players aren't listening, because they keep giving it back to PERSIB. They've been camped in the Corinthians half.
Taking a big risk if this is the tactics, just to sit back. As they, you imagine, try and find a way through sooner rather than later. Handball, and surely that's a penalty. And there it is given. Well, you cannot have your arm in that position and not expect to be penalised. The referee wasted no time. Here we go. Yeah, clear and obvious.
I mean, that was an easy decision for the ref. He moved his arm towards it. He missed the header. Just tired, wasn't he?
So Wellington de Oliveira conceding the penalty. Atep, PERSIB legend, steps up. Oh, and it's sublime. A powerful strike. Converting the penalty to make it 1-1, and this is why you cannot play sevens like that, Corinthians.
Yeah, they were asking for trouble. We look back at the penalty, smashed it into the left top side, and he ran to get the ball, which shows you PERSIB smell blood here. I think the Corinthians are tiring. PERSIB definitely think they can go on and win this.
So all level, 3 minutes left to play. How will this end? Because we have seen plenty of late goals already today. It's only day one. The man who gave away the penalty trying to redeem himself.
And out of nowhere now, Corinthians have got their energy back and got up the other end. Why didn't they do that beforehand? They just invited all that pressure from PERSIB.
Mike. Doing well to mark their men so far, PERSIB, but they found a way through. Corinthians, great save! Another huge moment, and he's there as well for the follow-up. That's twice now. Well, he has been such a key player. A real confident presence between the sticks. Dede started as a PERSIB youth player, making his first senior appearance in 2008. We have the men to match the Corinthian numbers coming forward. Space has opened up though, slightly heavy touch, trying to tap it in, and losing his footing was Wellington de Oliveira.
It's going to be an exciting last 90 seconds now. Both teams look like they want to win this. They don't want another draw.
Well, this has been the business end where we've seen plenty of goals. The last 90, 60 seconds have been thrilling in so many of these clashes. We haven't really seen anyone sat back, and there's Atep who's gone for goal. What do Corinthians do now? 60 seconds, the ball in their position. Edu stepping up. There's signals being waved on from the sideline. I think subs want to come on.
They want to make some subs.
Well, it's getting very late. It's 1v3. Finds a way round. And in the end, as much as he reached, Dede didn't really need to do too much there.
Hands on hips on the Corinthians bench.
Food for thought. There's PERSIB 20 seconds left and fire it over.
It's bad decision making. They had three men up, 20 seconds to go, and he takes a long shot, just fires it over the bar, gives the ball straight back to Corinthians.
Final 10 seconds. Looks like it will be the 2 points apiece at the end of this day. So there we go. 2 draws for both these teams in their 2 games on day 1 of the Soccer 7 series here in Singapore. It's finished Corinthians 1, PERSIB 1. A really good atmosphere in the stadium as we come back ahead of a very big clash, and a really important one for East London All-Stars. As, well, plenty of football fans in the stands, which is always great to see. And well, some of the Leicester City players who have gone back out to the stands to do some scouting ahead of their games that are coming up. Great to see the Corinthians Femenino team making a whole lot of noise. But here we go, the players making their way out of the tunnel. So, Singer Legends, a team we haven't seen yet in this tournament, against East London All-Stars. And, well, Jimmy Walker's got a big smile on his face. You wonder what James Collins was shouting as he emerged from the tunnel. They've got some weight on their shoulders, you have to feel. A point to prove is East London All-Stars, who will shake the hands of the teams. And, well, we've seen a few times, haven't they? Teams just break away from the huddle. Some teams want to go through and do the full handshakes. And that's what we're getting from these two as James Collins. Well, what a player he has been for East London All-Stars. Really matched up well in the first game, and you can imagine he's one of the players who would probably feel most disappointed about the result, because he had a really solid game. So much experience, 279 Premier League appearances for West Ham and Aston Villa combined. He's very tall, 6'2". Kicked off a little bit early, so I think we'll take the ball back. There we go, and Dean Ashton now gets us underway. Didn't start the first game, and it is Ashton who will drop forward. What a player Dean Ashton was across the EFL, the Premier League, making over 240 appearances in the Football League and Premier League for Crewe, Norwich, West Ham, capped by England, forced to end his career a lot earlier than he would have liked, and one of the players who has really enjoyed his time here in Singapore so far. Well, the ball spilled, and keeper having to move himself very quickly to get onto that. That's what they won't want to allow, these Singer legends who all have international caps.
Yeah, pressure's on West Ham, East London All-Stars, sorry, in this game, losing their first. Do not want to go home tonight with 2 defeats. But yeah, Singer All-Stars, packed full of former Singaporean internationals. Not going to be an easy game.
No, and so much talent out there on the pitch. Who have really graced the international stage. Ashton brings the ball down. Konchesky is there. Sends it back across. Anyone there to meet it? Ashton has space. It's off the post. Can he turn in the rebound? What a finish from Dean Ashton. Well, there's a big sigh of relief in there as well. And a worthy celebration. Turning it home after it came off the post. What an emphatic finish.
Yeah, and he didn't get much game time in the first game, but that's what you get with him. Striker's instinct. First one hit the post, but he was the most aware for the rebound. And like you say, pressure's off a little bit now for the guys. Hopefully they can get the ball down and play a bit, not being so worried now.
You can see how much it means to him and Collison as well.
I was surprised Dean Ashton didn't get more game time against Borussia Dortmund in the first game, but they had a plan, keep him fresh for this one.
Yeah, I do wonder whether there is a fair bit of rotating in terms of the starting players. We saw that with Leicester, of course, and it worked for them. I think just saving themselves. They know it's going to be a very long 2 days. Tomorrow in particular, the schedule is packed full. Collison.
Unsurprisingly, James Collins gets in the way of that shot.
Walker. Konchesky, a man who has, well, been such a big part of West Ham, managing the women's team as well for a spell, starting as assistant manager there, then stepping up into a main leadership role in the WSL. Of course, these East London All-Stars, a real collection of players who have played for various spells at West Ham United, as Konchesky out wide, and this is exactly where we expected him to play in this 7 setup. Saw him training, firing lots of crosses in from really tight angles and just trying to find the right person in the area to guide it home.
Yeah, these London All-Stars, you know, look like they know what they're doing now, keeping the ball nicely. Give that away, obviously, as I say that, but came out with intent in this second game. You can see, didn't take the first defeat nicely.
Well, what a story this man has. He's just taken the throw in. Alexander Djuric competed in the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona in canoeing after hitchhiking to the games in Barcelona due to conflict in his native Bosnia and Herzegovina at the time. Took him 3 attempts to receive his Singapore citizenship and then made his international debut for the country at 37 years old. 89 days, and scoring 2 goals coming off the bench.
Brilliant. He looks very fit still, doesn't he?
He does indeed. I've heard that he still runs a lot. The rumour was that it was 15 kilometres a day, every day. As here comes Dean Ashton driving towards goal. There's pressure from one side. Can he finish? Well, the keeper was able just to make his body a little bit bigger, push himself off the ground. It's Kadil Salim, the man between the sticks.
Yeah, he had a lot of time there, Ashton, but the angle wasn't great for him. He tried to dink it over the keeper. I think it hit him in the face in the end, but it's a good save. Made himself big.
So coming towards the end of the first half, Djuric on the ball. And you can see it's been a hard task in both games for James Collins. He's had Jan Koller in the first match. He's now got Alexander Djuric in the second. And he's set to man mark, of course. And then just say glued to his side. 20 seconds left to play. It's Djuric on the ball. Now making the run, finds him. Can he find the back of the net in turn? Yes, he can. And with 10 seconds left on the clock, Alexander Djuric puts the Singer Legends level. Well, they will be straight off the pitch when we take the kick-off, and well, we won't even have the opportunity for that. We'll go straight off the pitch. What a way to finish his first half.
Yeah, and the man of the moment, we're just talking about him. He looked dangerous, he looks fit and fresh. Finished it well.
So back underway, and it's the scorer, the equaliser, who kicks things off. Alexander Djuric, who is just an excellent athlete and story in his own right. Works on a lot of charity and government projects here in Singapore to ensure sport can be used to enhance the future of young people in the country. Such a big presence, and well, Seb, if Singer Legends were going to score, I suppose it was always going to be him, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we gave him the tee up, and he delivered at the end of the half. But yeah, just thinking back to that Dean Ashton chance, you know, we thought East London All-Stars, you know, after they scored their first goal, calmed down a bit, and they could have been 2-0 up. But one moment, and it's 1-1, and the pressure's back on.
Absolutely. Now, what will these next 6 minutes bring? I just think it is so interesting how, particularly with the heat as well, as we get towards the end of the halves, it is always, there always seems to be late drama. You can't escape it. Good goalkeeping to move himself over the head of Dean Ashton. Konchesky sends the ball across the area, but no one there to reach it in the white of East London All-Stars. Adam Newton is one of the players who we've seen involved in the early stages of the second half. Not too much before that. There is a queue of players waiting to come on, including Marlon Harewood.
I was just looking at that. West Ham subs itching to get on, get some fresh legs on. Always interesting to see how teams use subs in this as well. The fresh legs are so important.
I think particularly in the Masters competition, and I do think that maybe it just took the women a little earlier on today, a moment or two to figure that out, as Ashton goes for goal again. Still has the ball at his feet. Options ahead of him, opts to go backwards. Sorted through nicely. Konchesky! Oh, and it isn't tapped on. Well, you can see the frustration on the face of Ricardo Vashte.
Konchesky didn't want that on his right foot, did he?
No.
It was teed up by Hayden Mullins. Oh, Collinson was inches away from tapping that into the goal.
We'll have a corner as the change is made, and the scorer of East London All-Stars' first goal its way. Oh, superb from Collins, but he cannot hit the target. Well, that is just classic Collins, isn't it?
Yeah, you always knew who that corner was going to, didn't you? And Collins got up well. Just couldn't keep his header down.
He wasn't far off, though. They'll just need to force more of those attacking set-piece opportunities. We'll have had a change, and Collins now on the sideline, so that will be the last bit of action for him, as he's just indicated the fourth official's just moved over to come and see if he'll move a little bit away from the touchline. He still wants to stay involved.
It'll be interesting to see how the East London All-Stars deal with Jurich now that Collins is off. It was a good matchup in the first half.
Really good first touch from the Singer legends. Main man wearing number 9. Salim. Voted the S-League Goalkeeper of the Year 3 consecutive times in between 2011 and 2013. Konchesky now getting close to Jurich. Didn't completely smother the threat. And, well, a big opportunity now coming away of the Singer legends. Adam Newton giving away the foul. And who will step up to take this? Changes to be made for both teams. Hayden Mullins has come off. Ricardo Vashte has come on. Tala, good delivery. Oh! Wow. I thought that had gone all the way through. It was so, so close.
Interesting technique from the keeper, but he punched it down into the ground. That could have gone anywhere, but he gathered it up as Marlon Howard drags down the defender and gives away a free kick. Frustration showing.
That was destined to go into the top corner. And a shake of the head from Jimmy Walker, who might find himself under pressure again here. Jurich has made the run forward. Halim. Jurich. Halim again. And now here come East London All-Stars, building nicely. Collinsett in the area. And where does it come off his chest?
Smashed it into his own player after Konchesky won the ball back really well in the middle of the park.
Newton with a throw. Good block from Singer Legends, and here's Jurich. Time is running out. And, well, East London All-Stars, they would have been desperate for those 3 points, and you could see a slight weight lifted after Dean Ashton's goal, but Jurich, in this first game for Singer Legends, been set to have secured them a point. Herwood with the pressure. Wasteful again from East London. And will they be made to pay here? The time is running out. Jurich still on the ball. Into the area, trying to find a way round Konchesky. It's picked up. Jurich waiting on the edge of the area. It goes out for a corner. We are out of time. And that will be the last bit of play. So it will be a draw and just 1 point for East London All-Stars. Nice moment there between those two. Singer Legends 1, East London All-Stars 1. Finish level. So a huge game up next. Borussia Dortmund against Forest Reds, and we can go down to the tunnel where Ash is soaking up all the anticipation.
And we're here with Robert Earnshaw from Forest Reds. Robert, talk me through how fun this has been for you.
First game was super fun. I really enjoyed that. Second game is going to be, a few maybe tiredness in the body, but listen, we're here to perform, we're here to have fun with it.
Big game against Borussia Dortmund. How are you taking this tournament so far?
Listen, I used to watch some of these on TV when I was younger, so this is a pleasure. This is so nice, but of course, once the game kicks off, we're competitive.
All right, one more thing. Do you want to say anything to all the fans out there?
Yeah, listen, I love Singapore. I love the fans. This is a great tournament. And it's just so nice to be here and play football.
All the best, Robert, to your team as well. And it's back to you guys. Enjoy the game.
Ash, thank you. Well, he's certainly ready to go, isn't he? Such a leader, Rob Earnshaw. And, well, there will be handshakes. There we go. There had to be, didn't there? And, well, this is really a clash of two of the giants of this tournament. And just so great to see how many big smiles there are on the faces as we're doing the laps around. The Dortmund fans were out in force yesterday for training, and it was really good to see just how many people came out to watch the training and then engage with the players afterwards. So the countdown to kick off is on. We are ready to go. And a cheeky moment there from Rob Earnshaw to get us underway. And just how many more of those tricks will we see today, Seb? He is someone who is such a character on and off the pitch.
Yeah, it's so great to have guys like that this at the tournament, He's been in and around the fans, chatting to people around the place. They're also excited to have him in Singapore, and he's genuinely enjoying it, so just can't wait for him to score a goal.
Well, he's on the ball now, trying to find a way through. He's slotted in that second half of the first game into a more natural position for him. He was doing a lot of work. And, well, He's certainly come out wanting to show a bit of flair, a bit of character, and what a team to try and do it against Borussia Dortmund. Well, Chambers now coming around the outside. Brought down.
Wonder how the Dortmund players will take to Earnshaw trying that trick against them. Hopefully we'll see it again in a second.
I'm sure, and if we don't, it will be all over social media. So if you're not already, head over to the Soccer 7 Series Instagram to stay up to date, of course, with everything that's going on in the tournament, particularly tomorrow. Trust me, you'll need it. It's a busy day.
Yeah, obviously we've seen the women's team tonight and the Masters, but the main men's tournament starts tomorrow. So we get to have a look at all those teams.
He covers the ground so well, doesn't he, Omer? Top black. At Dortmund between 2017 and 2020, making 35 appearances. So previous German youth international before opting to represent Turkey.
An impressive first game for Borussia Dortmund.
On the ball again here, sends it forward to Carlos Klutz.
Impressed with Dortmund. Once they get the ball, they keep it, but with intent to go forward. They really move up the pitch as a unit. You can see they're well trained.
I do wonder just when this game will develop and spark into life.
Yeah, when these top sides play each other, it's almost, you know, let's see who makes the first mistake.
Reds also rotating their squad slightly from that first game. There's Dortmund just wait for the right opportunity, the right space to open up, and then they'll go for goal. Well saved, quick reactions. Kowski and the goal for Forest Reds. Good save in the first game. They beat Singapore FC. Well, we had to take a look back at this. So this is the kickoff. Love it. And well, this was the big moment of this game so far, you have to argue. Well, you could tell when he was being interviewed by Ash, Seb, that he just had a big smile on his face, and they're just loving being here. They, of course, want to get the results as well. There's, I think, probably a bit of national pride as well with East London All-Stars and Leicester City being here as well. They'll want to prove that they can come out on top of the English teams. But also, they'll have eyes on making it all the way to the final two.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's all fun and games until the tournament starts, and then the pride kicks in. You know, these players all know each other. They won't want to do the worst out of all the visiting teams. But yeah, Dortmund looks super professional, taking this very seriously, winning their first game 1-0 against the East London All-Stars. You know, another big win here to almost seal their route through to the cup competition.
Of course, as we've mentioned already, the top two in each group going through to the cup. The third and fourth place teams going into the plate, and the bottom team will be dropped. They'll have the opportunity to come back on Sunday for the knockout rounds. This first half has flown by, but it's still 0-0.
has given Forest Reds a chance to get forward.
And here they come. Shot from distance, taking a bounce, and well, it was headed out anyway. Weidenfelder quickly down to one side. Well, any of you legal eyes out there might have noted that I think we have 2 17s on the pitch. We may have 2 3s as well.
Doesn't make it easy for the commentators, does it?
No, it doesn't. They've taken a note out of Corinthians' book and decided to switch things up. 30 seconds left. Can we find a breakthrough for the end of this first half? And he was there and lurking, wasn't he, Jan Koller? What a career that he has had, one that spans decades. Still the all-time top scorer for Czechia. 55 goals in 91 appearances, starting his international career in 1999. So there we go. Scratch the head for Bob Earnshaw. His players will be back after a brief 1-minute break, and it's all level. Borussia Dortmund 0, Forest Reds 0. So a very brief opportunity for players to take on some water, some fluids. So there's some isotonic drinks in there as well. Well, you can see, there we go. So we are tucked away and well out of the rain, but I did see a few of the players, Kwiatkowski being one of them, looking to the sky, and the rain, which started off as just a little bit of spitting, has now certainly got a little bit heavier.
Yeah, we've been waiting all day for this, and now it comes out. But I did notice at halftime the Dortmund players back out onto the pitch quickly, ready to get the second half started. I think they mean business here.
Yeah, well, they are the team who have probably been most feared from the players that I've spoken to. They're always looking over their shoulders at Dortmund, and some of them do really tower over the shoulder.
Well, I do think the Dortmund guys play together a little bit as well, tournaments around the world. So you can see they're moving well as a unit.
Yeah, you could tell that when they warmed up, they knew exactly what to do. They were running around in a square, banks of 3. Warm up. It was quite the sight as here we go, shot from just outside the area, well blocked. And a firm shoulder there, but opportunity for Dortmund to drive forward. Whoa, what a goal! Superb finish. Well, let's take a look back at it. Klutz tapping it across, and no one from Forest Reds got back fast enough.
I thought he had slowed down too much and lost a chance, but he squared it in well, and Park finished that off really well. That's a big, big goal.
And here comes the rain.
I like our position now, Ellen. Tucked away up here.
Yep, this is certainly the best place to be. There is an open stand. Thankfully, we're opposite of that, and
the wind's picked up a bit, so but yeah, welcome to Singapore. All sorts of conditions: hot, sun, heat, rain.
And you can have it all within the matter of 5 minutes as well. So we hope that this is a shower that passes quite quickly.
It's really coming down now.
I don't know if you can pick up some of the noise but the rain is really, really coming down significantly. 4.5 minutes left to play of this second half. Substitutions being made. Jamie Ward now on the pitch for Forest Red. And, Dortmund coming forward again, driving forward, and well, a hand from the Forest Reds keeper just to steer it out the way. And well, Seb, you said you liked our position. It's even catching us now, and we are quite significantly set back in the stands.
Give you an idea of how heavy it's raining. I'm not quite sure how it's hitting us, but it is.
Well, it's one of those ones where maybe, as much as they get drenched through, the players might just enjoy a little bit of the respite from the heat and humidity that this brings, particularly with the wind.
And that's the thing with these pitches here out in Asia. You really need the artificial turf, because you'll see how well it takes the water, and even when it does start to waterlog slightly, it takes about a minute for it to start draining. So with these conditions, it's really important to have a pitch like this.
So we have two wearing the number 3 as well, shot from distance goes straight into the chest, and it was a powerful one as well that Luke Chambers has really, it just seemed to shrug off as well, but it was a powerful shot from Mladen Petric. Can they build from here?
Another poor touch from Ward. Looks dejected out there now.
Well, if the shirts weren't heavy enough already, there's Lee on the ball. Certainly be weighed down a little bit now. Lee on the ball, into the area. Runs being made forward, but not too many of them, and he'll try and go on the tight angle. Couldn't steer it in. Not picked up. Just now. Great save, huge save.
Wow.
From the Forest Reds keeper to ping it up and over the bar. Wow.
The deflection. He'd already gone to ground, but he managed to get his foot up and flick it over the bar. That's an unbelievable save.
It is excellent from the Polish international. Represented Poland in the 2018 World Cup. And, not denying the man who scored in the first game.
So a minute and a half. Dortmund looking pretty comfortable at the moment. What would be a second big win for them in the tournament, with arguably their toughest 2 games tonight in the group.
Moyello has seen a fair bit more of the ball in this game, I think, than he did in the first. And he's in Forest Red possession as they try and build. It's a nice cross, inviting, but headed away. With the delivery, but can't make anything of it. Petric.
Great play. Very smart play, looking at the clock. Yep. 45 seconds on it, just keeping the ball, nothing silly.
Particularly as the conditions continue to deteriorate as well, and well, that changes how the ball travels, of course. Silva, loose ball comes through, there's the second, and the game is put to bed. Petric there to pounce. And, well, you can see just what it means, and, well, the Aura Farming celebration, bringing it out in the rain as well, fitting as the conditions get worse and worse, really caught out. And Poacher's finish in the end.
Yeah, left him free. Tried to intercept it, but he still got there. Look at that, the rain drenching them. Brilliant to see.
I love if they go into meetings. I'd love to know where they decide which celebrations they're going to do. But a perfect start to the competition for Borussia Dortmund continues. Petric giving them a cushion in the end. And it's finished here. Borussia Dortmund 2, Forest Reds 0. Well, the weather conditions really have deteriorated, and we have 2 games to go. You can see just how much water has descended in the course of, well, the last 10 minutes maximum. Really, really flooding that stand opposite us. Next up, though, Singapura facing Cosmo Masters. 2 games in quick succession for the Cosmo Masters. And, well, we liked what we saw earlier, didn't we, Seb, of the Real Singapura players, who really brought a good game in their first match. Losing in the end. Drawing, of course.
Yeah, they were impressive for a team based on with amateurs out here in Singapore. They really gave the PERSIB Masters a run for their money. So, yeah, I was pretty impressed with them. Looking forward to seeing them out again against Cosmo. But like you said, Cosmo played a few games ago. Could work in their favour, could work against them.
Yeah, they had to really weather the PERSIB storm. At the end of that first half or second half in the opening game, and well, now an actual storm that they have to contend against as we are underway. Now, Singapore up against the Cosmo Masters, and well, Seb, a real task for Cosmo Masters to shake off their first game, gather themselves and come back. But here we go. Finding a way through, and what a goal that is. Straight away, barely 30 seconds into the first half. And Michael Sharples doing exactly what he does in the Cosmo League week in, week out to find his first of the competition. And really, when you look at his record, Seb, you feel it will be the first of many.
Yeah, he went through the first game without a goal, so I guess that was coming based on his record, but came out the blocks quickly, and that's 1-0 Cosmo.
Well, how do they gather themselves now? It was Jarrett Bartels who scored the goal for Real Singapura against PERSIB. They were leading until the closing stages, really had to weather the storm. Graham, you can see, soaked through. There's the goalkeeper.
And with the current conditions, getting in front is vital. Not going to be easy to play long balls now. The ball skids off this turf quickly.
Stewart, the goalkeeper, sends it forward. It's chested down. Makike, and here he's through again. And in the matter of minutes, he has a second. Well, who can hold him back? He's tearing through defensives. Michael Sharples, you can take about 2 minutes played, 2 goals. And Cosmo Masters lead by 2-0.
I can see now why he got so many goals in the league. His finishing is fantastic.
It's not just the goals, though. We spoke about it earlier. It's the assists as well. He's got a great vision. Look at that for a scoreline already within the first 2 minutes. First 30 seconds was all it took. Well, just keep your eyes peeled on him now. There's some fans in the stands who have made signs for him. And, well, you can totally understand why. Tearing up the Cosmo League, seeing his team to the top of the division. 36 goals, 18 assists. He really is a special player.
You can see how much rain there's been now. The ball's starting to slow up a little bit on the surface.
Yeah. Good save, quickly down to one side. Smollett, the Scottish goalkeeper, started in the league with the Singapore Cricket Club before moving to Singapore FC in 2019. There's a mix of players from different clubs in the Cosmo League, third league of football, level of football in Singapore.
Got to be a little bit careful now, the players. You can see with this amount of rain that it's just starting to puddles appear on the pitch. So you see some of the passes, the ball's slowing down a bit. If they pass it across the back, it could get caught up.
This is Taylor, Samuel Taylor on the ball, sends it across, finds the man on a hat-trick. Can he make it 3? Well, would you believe it? 4 minutes played, a hat-trick already for Michael Sharples, who spreads his arms wide. Who else? Well, the second hat-trick of the Soccer Sevens tournament here in Singapore, the first in the Masters competition. Well, Seb, we said there'll be plenty with their eyes on the golden boot, and they're going to have to do some work.
Yeah, I mean, still a lot of time left in this game. I wonder how many he can get.
When you look at the numbers, you mentioned it earlier as well, the ratio between an 18-game season and 36 goals and 18 assists.
So he was due a few goals in this game then, without scoring none in the first.
You do feel with centre forwards as well. Once they get into a good vein of form and confidence, it's quite hard to stop them, and that has been the case as Samuel Taylor on the ball again. 5 assists this season for him. Well, he had to stop that, didn't he, John Stewart? How did Real Singapore respond to the arms of Smollett, who's quickly back to his feet? And just look at the change in colour of the jersey of Ronnie Smollett, the Scottish goalkeeper. It's gone from a really bright purple to on his chest, so dark, where the water is really been carried, and it adds an extra weight as well, not just of course to the pitch, the ball, and the way they're able to move it, but to the players as well. Really uncomfortable conditions, and well, that being said, there hasn't been any comfortable conditions today. It's either been incredibly high humidity as Walter drives forward. It's a really good delivery, but just over the head.
Yeah, we saw a lot of good football from Real Singapore in the first game, but they haven't really been able to get on the ball at all. And credit to the Cosmo Masters, just dominated this game, scored 3 goals, really deflated Real Singapore. You know, they don't want to go forward too much. They know that, leaving themselves exposed at the back.
Well, it's just the way the game changes when you concede within the first 30 seconds, follow it up within a minute, and before you know it, you're 3 down. This is the man who scored against PERSIB Masters, the tall number 9 of Real Singapore.
Looks like he wants to swing the corner in.
Yeah. Keke had a great first game. That's almost found someone in white to just tap it home. It just needed a nudge there. It was so inviting the way it flew across the face of goal. David Ben, a man who maybe should have had the touch there. Time running out, 5 seconds, and what a devastating first half it's been from the Cosmo Masters. Superb start to the game. Real Singapore not given any opportunity to get into it, and already within the first 4 minutes, a hat-trick for Sharples. Singapore 0, Cosmo Masters 3. So just a quick look at the game that's coming up next. You can see them warming up, really challenging conditions to be warming up in. The minutes has flown by. And the Cosmo Masters making their way back out and onto the pitch after a truly thrilling start to the game. Well, we teed him up earlier, Michael Sharples, because his numbers just stand out, and it was one of those things that I had to check 3 or 4 times just to make sure that he really did score 36 goals, because in an 18-game season, that is some of the most extraordinary numbers.
But that's all for him today, though. Just looking out on the pitch, looks like they've subbed him off at half-time. Job done, 7 minutes, hat-trick. He's done for the day now.
Rest your main man, the secret weapon, who has emerged just now as particularly not so secret, because some of those finishes would delight some of the masters from Premier League winning squads. There's no doubt about that. Smollett under pressure. They need to keep building, and they need to identify the target man now, Cosmo, who they want to send those balls into, because as much as we spoke about Sharples and his role, you have to say Sam Taylor did an excellent job in setting those up, and he's had a really good season as well in terms of the assists he's delivered. This is Joe Wright, taps it across, the finish is there, great finish, there we go, one-arm race to the sky. Kilby, really calm, slotting home, and it's a 4th for Cosmo, and another that's come within the first minute after the game's got underway.
So we saw his the first choice striker in the first half banging 3, comes on at half time, and what a finish that is, on his left foot right into the corner. Love hearts all around.
The Australian played for Hotspurs FC, the Singapore Cricket Club, and Singapore FC as well. As much as we mentioned Singapore Cricket Club, they're a combined sports club, so don't be confused there. He wasn't a fast bowler.
So while we were off air, we were talking about how impressed with Real Singapura we were.
And they've just given the ball away. And maybe some of that fatigue from Peace showing as he tries to wrestle the ball back from Sam Taylor. 3 goals, 5 assists in 13 appearances last season. This is Joe Wright, who sent forward that beautiful delivery. He's open again. No, surely not. It's 5, and it is so well done by the Cosmo Masters. What an emphatic start to this second half. Well, they took off their main man, but you can't tell. Sam Taylor, who already had an assist in the books, now finding himself on the score sheet proper. And there we go, job done for him as well. They're not wasting any of their key talent, are they, Seb? It is a case of get the confidence, get the assists, get the goals, and off you come.
It's a big win in 7s, 5-0. You don't see many of them. So enjoy it while they can. You know, usually you're chasing after the game, holding on to a tight lead. So 5 clear goals. They have a chance to go out there now and pass the ball around, really enjoy themselves.
Kilby. This is Wright. Driving forward. Can't find a way under the keeper. Stewart back to his feet. To try and continue the theme of someone's already assisted in the game, finding the back of the net themselves. Not to be for Joe Wright, the Singapore Vikings player. 8 goals, 6 assists this season. That was one of the first things you said to me today, Seb. Was, don't expect to see too many high-scoring games. Don't expect to see many hat-tricks either.
Yeah.
We'll have 1 in the women's tournament, 1 in this one.
Shows how well I know 7s, doesn't it?
No, you are very much the man in the know.
That's great to see, though. You know, fans coming down, especially on the Friday. We've got a long weekend ahead of us. really hope more fans come out over the weekend. We got so many good games to come.
Kilby, deflection, almost there, causing some danger for Glenn Shepherd, who expressed his frustration by firing the ball into the advertising hoardings.
I'm sure a lot of these players know each other from the local league, so you don't want to be on the end of a 5-0 thumping.
Well, that's
local bragging rights.
You do feel that, and particularly when Real Singapore started off so well. So Cosmo Masters coming into the second game for them. Something to prove. And, well, statement victory. And you can say that with 2 minutes on the clock, because very rarely do we see scorelines this big, and there's been nothing in this second half or even the first to indicate that that would be overturned. Smollett. You feel if it wasn't as humid or as rainy, it might have been an inviting ball forward to try and chase and launch something from.
Noticed the Real Singapore captain, number 16, didn't start, brought himself on. Maybe he feels could have done more defensively in the first half. Those 3 early goals really killed the game.
Just correction, it is Joseph Storer who is goalkeeper, initially down as John Stewart, but he is indeed the captain who has come on. We've had some changes of numbers today, which has confused us a fair bit throughout the day, as Kilby.
Yeah, just as we're talking about him, takes out Kilby. Nice little skill through his legs.
It's 25 seconds left on the clock. Can they find a 6th? Or will they be quite happy just to hold possession here and the clock tick down? Smollett. 10 seconds left. Well, this has been an emphatic performance from the Cosmo Masters. You can quite happily just play it between the defence and the goalkeeper and wait for the whistle, because what a statement victory that was. A huge performance from the Cosmo Masters. They've defeated Real Singapore by 5-0. So you could argue that the rain has come at the right time, because it is our final game of the day. Singapore Masters up against the Singer Legends, and 2 teams who are out here to prove a point now, and we can go into the tunnel where Ash is soaking up all the atmosphere ahead of kickoff.
And it's the last game of the day. Singapore Masters will face, of course, the Singapore Legends. I got to ask you, Adam, firstly, happy birthday.
Thank
so
you.
how does it feel playing football today on your birthday as well?
There's nothing else I'd rather do. Whether I was 4 years old or 40 years old, I'm still enough of a child to want to do a football birthday party.
Have you been enjoying the tournament as well?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah, brilliant.
Maybe a quick message to your teammates as well before you take to the pitch.
Well, we've got to win this. This is a Singapore derby. I know there's a lot of history between some of the players, and it means a lot to them, I'm sure, to make sure they do win the game.
Cheers, Adam. All the best.
Don't worry, Ash, I wouldn't have wanted to go out in that weather either. We're nicely tucked away in the stands, and me and Seb are both very grateful for that. So here we go. The players out on the pitch, and well, they've brought out the substitutes there as well for both teams who have joined the huddle. They know this is an important clash, Seb, and great to see the unity between both squads.
Yeah, and it is a big game. Singapore FC Masters unfortunately losing 1-0 from that late goal in their first game. And the Singer Legends, obviously, pretty recently drawing 1-1 with the East London All-Stars. So, again, all up for grabs in this Group B of the Masters. And our 18th game of the day, last game of the day.
Well, it has whizzed by, as we expected. Faster football, fast and furious football, 7-minute halves. Just 1 minute half-time periods, and then we're back again, and it really is a fast-moving game. And for both us and the players, it's just whizzed by. So Singapore FC playing in the red strip, Singer Legends in the blue. And well, it doesn't seem too long ago since we've seen Singer Legends. They've really had to quickly recover.
Yeah, the scheduling didn't give them much of a break, but sometimes that can be helpful. You know, you keep your legs fresh in between. You know, it's only 14 minutes the game, so sometimes when you have a longer break, you stiffen up a bit. But it's Singapore FC who have started the game with the possession.
Yeah, you do wonder whether they'll just be feeling it a little bit more, the Singer Legends. As the ball's picked up by Tantan.
And just as in the last game, best of the amateur players in Singapore, this is probably the best of the retired professional players. There's a lot of Singapore internationals on show here.
Yeah, on both sides, and plenty who have youth caps as well, have featured at youth level, made their way up through the ranks, and well, good touch there, but unable to really take any momentum from it. Campion sending the ball into the area.
There's a lot of pedigree on the pitch. Daniel Bennett, Singapore Football Club, 147 caps for Singapore, an incredible number of international caps.
Very much unlike the game we just witnessed. This one's taking a little bit of time to get going.
We'd had 3 goals by this time in the last game, hadn't we?
We had been well and truly treated, quite blessed, and we've seen some excellent finishes, a hat-trick, and that was job done for our star of the tournament so far, Michael Sharples. And Jurich has gone down, and they've been given a free kick. He's gone down holding his ankle. Now we hope that he can quickly get back up to his feet. Let's take a look back at the tackle.
Got a knee to the calf there. Looked quite painful.
Well, he's up and walking, he's up and moving. A man who is a true athlete. That's what Rish, one of our colleagues here at the Soccer 7 series, said about him, his time playing with him. Just directing the players around him, headed out for a corner.
Sharil Ishak there, another centurion for Singapore, 146 caps.
And someone who's collected plenty of individual accolades as well in his time as the former captain of the national team. And when we look ahead to tomorrow in the men's open matches, I'm sure there's plenty of young Singaporean players who have been inspired by the man who's just gone over to the corner to pick up the ball to take the throw. AFF Championship MVP in 2012, Player of the Year in 2013.
Yeah, one of the great things about coming down to this tournament tomorrow, the players wandering around the stands, you get really close to the pitch. It's quite a unique opportunity to get face-to-face with players of this caliber, both local heroes and international heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the big selling points and talking points of this competition. You really see rising stars meeting seasoned pros, and we're seeing some of those seasoned pros at the moment. Premier League champions, international superstars, and the next generation as well for both men's and women's teams. The women's competition kicking off today, and well, it has been excellent to watch. We have had loads of goals and seeing a really different style of play in the women's competition, the two groups there, in comparison to what we sometimes see either in the men's or in this Masters division as well, where at times it has been a little bit more cagey. I'd have to say Cosmo Masters in that last game, probably the first team to really spring out the blocks and grab the ball by the horns. Could be set for another game that goes into the break, all level at 0-0.
Yeah, we've said that a few times, and a late goal goes in, so let's see what we've got in store here.
Would just like to note that we've passed the 90 seconds to go mark, which so often this tournament has been a real special mark. Charlotte, with lots of experience, as we've already spoken about. Didn't want to make too many mistakes like that. And the ball again as
Man running into the middle. Schotten sees him.
Yep, support arriving. Schotten, the tall figure, taking his time, waiting for support. Campion's there, sends it over to one side. Space not quite opening up just yet. Into the side netting. Well, it was a powerful shot, but Liam Schotten didn't really have the right angle to turn that home.
There's nice build-up play from Singapore FC. Schotten in the box is very dangerous. A little drag back. Tried to catch the keeper out of the near post, but got his angles wrong and into the side netting.
The movement with his feet. Someone who has lots of experience in the non-league in England, and well, just escaping the feet of the Singer legends, and an easy clearance for Lionel Lewis. 73 caps for Singapore between 2002 and 2011. So previously trained with Manchester City. What a goal! A superb strike from distance, taking matters into his own hands. A sublime strike. And Singapore FC Masters lead. And Daniel Bennett with a goal.
It's an absolutely brilliant strike from Daniel Bennett, who is the record caps holder for Singapore. Had a stint at Wrexham in the UK, but then came back to play here, and what a strike that was.
Well, with the way that Singapore Masters have been playing before that, with their really gradual build-up, taking their time, didn't expect him to take the shot from range, but he has done, and it is the difference at half-time. Singapore Masters lead by a goal to 0. So just before the break, Singapore FC Masters lead, and how often have we seen and said that this tournament. Schotten had a really good chance, and so much experience in the English non-league, playing at Nantwich Town, Kidsgrove Athletic, League Town. Here's a man who, well, has so much experience across the board. And what a story. Alexander Juric continues to be an inspiration for so many, particularly here in Singapore, with the work he does to ensure that young people in the country have the opportunity to extend their future and engage in sporting activities. Staying in the sport for longer is one of his key ambitions.
Brilliant.
Tantan on the ball again.
So Ellen, we reached the last half of the last game of day one. Sevens, you converted to the format?
I think I have to be. We've been really blessed in this Masters competition. We've had all the chaos that we would expect as Campion on the ball, sends it back, Schotten's there now, support arriving in the form of Jantan, who'll sit his man down, won't go for goal himself just yet. Now he does, palmed away. Big save required from Fadel Salim. Corner will be taken quickly, but we'll take a brief look back at that. Sits his man down, takes his time. And from a really standing position, that quite a nonchalant effort at goal, bringing his leg back. And firing, and have another chance at Singapore FC, and it is to Shotten with the touch into the back of the net.
Taken really well there. Liam Shotten just outpaced the centre-back. Keeper came out and he just clipped it past him. Classy finish from the striker.
Right, felt inevitable, didn't it, from Liam Shotten, who's had some other chances in the game. Campion is off.
Michael Campion, absolute veteran of Sevens football as well.
Yeah.
Used to live in Hong Kong. Actually lifted the Masters trophy in May in Hong Kong with the team Discovery Bay. Been snapped up by his home team now, Singapore FC, for this competition.
Studied previously in Scotland as well, so has experience around the globe. Bennett across to the other goal scorer. Shotten doesn't have much support in the area. Falls to Bennett again. They've taken their chances on from distance. Will they go again? Comfortable margin now with 4 minutes 20 seconds left to play.
Rain's really died down now. Perfect timing for the fans to go home, keep dry.
You make a very good point for those of us who have missed the last bus. And of course the competition going late on into the night. Bennett. And sat back really deep now. Only Juric ahead of the ball for the Singer legends. I mean, really, when you look down the age category in general, maybe Alexander Juric definitely being the outlier there, but Singer legends, quite a young team. But here it is Shotten driving towards goal again. Can't find a way through, or can he? Well, the defence should have done a lot better, but it's 2 now for Liam Shotten.
It didn't look like he had a chance to get the shot away there, did it? He managed to get something behind it and beat the keeper.
Mesmerising with his feet, through the legs, and, well, you thought that at least one of the 2 Singer legends there would get it. Unfortunately for them, the scoreline, well, it looks one that won't be able to be overturned with 3 minutes left on the clock. His job, well and truly done, ending on a brace.
High fives all round. Last game of the evening. Job well and truly well done.
Well, this is what the 2 teams who the players are based here in Singapore, of course, Singapore FC and Cosmo Masters in the last game. They would have really wanted is to, in the final game of the day, go home having laid down a statement, and both teams have. Can the legends, the Singer legends, respond now? So many international caps between them, so many great stories, so much experience, but just struggling to really make an impact in this game. Lewis hasn't had to do too much work as the ball at his feet. Last played for Home United. He won the Singapore Cup twice with them. Brought down nicely, and they're through again, just wide.
It's a nice crossfield ball by the birthday boy, Adam Wise, to Rezai. Left-footed shot, just struck it wide.
Well, he would have loved to add an assist to his list of birthday achievements today. Not to be just yet. We do have 20 seconds left to play. Juric. He's been well marked, hasn't he? And when you look at his record, all the teams will have had his card well and truly marked before this one. Has found the back of the net already in the earlier game, but Singapore Legends unable to have that impact.
Yeah, especially against his former international teammates. They know what he's all about. They've been marshalled very well in this game.
And you have to say as well, with the conditions being so demanding, he had recent playing time, the goal in his legs. Chipped up really nicely. Oh, it's a superb delivery. But no one there to nod it home, really. Taha driving in. He came so close to nodding it home, but let's take a look back. Just how close was he? Oh, it was just a second maybe earlier, but mistimed it completely and ended up in a heap with the goalkeeper, Lionel Lewis.
It was a brilliant ball in, though, from Juric. The vision, just couldn't execute the header.
So into the final 10 seconds of the final game on the first day of the Soccer 7 series here in Singapore. We start again bright and early tomorrow. And a comprehensive victory for Singapore FC Masters, who bounced back from defeat to Forest Reds in style. Thumbs up from Michael Campion. Back to the drawing board for Juric, but he has got his goal today, not in this game at Singapore Masters, who come out on top. So a brilliant opening day here in Singapore for the Soccer 7 series. We have had a brilliant 18 matches. We will be back again bright and early tomorrow with the action kicking off once again at 8 AM local time.